Good morning. Y'all know it is First Formation Morning Sports Talk. It's me, your boy Trey, my man Bishop, Ron to be on Sue. It's Friday. What's good? Fall in. Come on and get to the show. What's going on, Bishop? What's up with you, bro?
WGO, what's going on? How y'all doing on this Friday, man? It's the weekend. Everybody should be excited. We've
It's
got
the
March Madness going on, a
weekend.
lot of games, but definitely some back bracket busters that have taken place already early into the bracket. So a lot of people out of 17 submitted. Out of those 17.5, only 161 brackets were all correct.
I could. One thing that is definite, I am in one of the two categories. Y'all can take a wild guess
Let's guess which
which
one
one,
that is.
which one it is.
I
Oh
will say this
goodness.
though. I would say this. So my bracket, yeah, I got 3 brackets like I spoke of, but I will say one of my brackets, I did lose only one game in each conference. I lost only one game in each region. So I'm not too mad because I know a lot of other people did way worse.
Oh yeah, definitely. So of course, matter of fact, we'll get we'll do this like you're saying, being that my bishop and myself, former food service personnel in the U.S. Army. So we'll do it like this. We'll cut this up like we're gonna do courses. Like we're gonna do a couple of courses. We'll get to the meat and potatoes, which is going to be our protein or main course, which would be our NFL. But we'll start with a light salad, in the NBA. Appetizer in the NBA, salad, and then we'll go to the move on to the college, and then go from there. Because when we get to the main course, we're probably gonna be there for a while. We got a what's a good meal? We have we got some neck bones. Um, what else? Some cabbage. Uh, a little some curry. That's what we got for the main being March Madness without a doubt. Uh, what's good? What's good, Key? What's good?
Good morning, Key. What's going on? How you doing?
Which was interesting because both teams have less than 20 wins, but Detroit went ahead and pushed for it 19 wins, 51 losses at the end of this contest. The Orlando Magic 18 and 53 now. Like you said, Sadiq Bey 51 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, becoming the youngest player in franchise history to drop 51 points. Marvin Bagley, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 16 points, 10 rebounds from Isaiah Stewart, 1 assist, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists from Corey Joseph. Um, as they, it was a good game. Let's just say, even though they were the weaker of the two teams, it seemed to be a great matchup. Vance Wagner of the Magic, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists from his brother. Um, Mohamed Bamba, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists from Cole Anthony, 17 from Terrence Ross, 11 from Markel Fultz. It was a good game, but again, Sadiq Bey just showed like, hey, don't, you know what I'm saying? I guess he heard our conversation the other day, Bishop.
No,
Uh,
I'm just trying to figure out. Trey, didn't you pick Orlando?
I did pick Orlando. That's why I
Yes,
said,
I don't.
God
Man,
dang, when I first got it. So
y'all see
yes,
how Trey act, bro. Y'all see
yeah.
Trey. Trey is so slick, bro. He's so slick, bro. He tried to throw it. He tried to doctor it up and make it. He just like a cook to be able to
Ooh,
92
almost got it.
90 food service to put all the little, the garnish around
The
and make it
garnish,
look good. He garnishing
the
the rice and
garnish
all
with
that.
cinnamon brie. You ain't like, man, that look good, and it'd be like, oh
Yeah,
no.
knowing he lost last night, knowing he lost, he'd be another game behind. Hey, baby, that's why you
Hey,
see, hey, baby, hey, baby, he dropped them 51 points last night. Hey, Ron, what's going on, bro? We thought we were going to have to put an APB out on you, because of what you said.
Hey, hey, Rod, he be looking for you ever since Denver got a hold of Philly. He's like,
Boy,
oh
what
yeah.
happened, Ron? How are you doing on this Friday, sir?
I'm dodging bullets, man. Denver took some pride.
Ah, yeah. You know
Oh
that
my
next morning I was looking for, I said, ooh, today ain't Ron's day to be on. Good Lord, I wish Ron was on here today.
Let's call it
Yeah.
perfect timing.
Did you think, Ron, as of course we asked, we brung up, did you think Joker solidified himself as the MVP in that game?
Mm, mm.
I've been on
Great
for 10
question, Trey.
seconds. All y'all want
Great
to talk
question.
about this Joker. Come on, man.
Clash of the Titans.
Joker make me sick. But that boy, that boy is
I can't stand him.
good. Did he
Hey, you got to give
solidify
credit
his
where credit due.
No, not even close. Joel Embiid took the L though. It was a very embarrassing loss, but it was the Denver Nuggets. I don't think Philly should have lost that game, but
True that.
we might.
Especially
Y'all want
just
to put an APB out for me? We might have to put it out for James Harden.
Ooh.
No, 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 no,
I feel you,
We
Ron.
can't.
I
We're
feel
not
you,
doing
Ron.
that. That is
I
what
feel
we're
you,
not
Ron.
going to do.
So
James
he
got
gonna
there.
he gonna turn the tables. He gonna check. He gonna go to something else.
Yeah, we're not going to do. James is there. That's what y'all wanted.
Yeah, y'all asked for that.
Simmons is no longer there. It was all peaches and creams. The fireworks is going off.
Oh
Not
man,
one, not two, not
Yeah.
three.
Yeah,
And
y'all
it,
asked for that.
and
Y'all
it
wanted y'all
is what
James this,
it
James is
is. What
that.
we thought it is. It is what we thought it was going to be.
I'm still gonna let my boys ride the season out and see how we do. I don't know. Bishop, how Brooklyn's looking. We still might have a chance. I don't know. If Ben
I
Simmons
know,
makes
man.
it back, I'm going with Philly.
I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from, Ron, because I was upset when me and Trey talked about it yesterday. The dude that put the dagger to get the to beat us the other night was Dinwiddie, which we had Dinwiddie. Oh, I knew sport. Look. I knew
Don't worry,
Spotlight was
no,
gonna
no, don't worry,
Trey,
Spotlight.
look
We
at
gonna get
Spotlight.
to
We
it.
see
We
Spotlight.
got to it.
When the last
Sit
time we
around.
see Spotlight? When the last time we see Spotlight, Trey?
Don't
It's
worry. We
been
gonna
a
get
minute.
to it. We gonna get to it.
I
We gonna get to it,
knew.
Darian. We gonna get
I
to
just
it.
want to. I just want to ask
It's in our
Spotlight.
protein.
I want to ask Spotlight. Was he this excited as well when the Raiders got Randy Moss? Because I don't want it to be the same situation. Randy
Jerry
Moss
Rice.
point to Spotlight. And
Spotlight. I'm not gonna Spotlight. I'm not even gonna front. As soon as I heard Devontae had went, I know we're gonna get to football, but as soon as I heard he was headed to the Raiders, I said Spotlight loving it right now. Spotlight is loving it right now.
without a doubt.
Oh, we definitely got to get you on the show, Spotlight. For sure. Yeah, I knew. I said Spotlight loving this. Ooh, and that well, we'll get to NFL. You right. We'll get it.
Yeah, we get. Matter of fact, I let you know, Spotlight, to check your DM so we could sit up and go ahead and hear your
I know
your
you are in heaven
soliloquy.
right now. He loving that. He is loving that. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna get to it.
So of course, Ron, as in the private chat. Oh well, first hold up. Let me finish off with the NBA. As we talked about, Steph Curry, as we know yesterday, reported out he's out indefinitely with after suffering a foot injury after a bang bang
Good
play
spring, yeah.
between him and Marcus Smart, in which it has been alluded to saying it was a dirty play, and then of course a lot of people have backtracked since then and stated that they do not believe it was a dirty play. Rule of thumb is everyone you get on the ground for loose balls, not trying to bend over and grab it. The prima donna stuff. Smart, as we all know, is a gritty player. We do not know him to be grimy, however, in which what was the seemingly the ideal in which Steve Kerr was trying to paint that it was a dirty play. Gentlemen, do you see a dirty play in the case?
No. I like I spoke of it yesterday. It wasn't like, and even what's his name? I forget the analyst.
Draymond
Even he
Green.
said
It was what analyst?
The ball head when the former player, light skin,
Kenny.
not Kenny, not
Kenny
Kenny,
Smith,
the
Charles
other one.
Barkley,
Not Barkley. Oh, he's always on ESPN. The one on
Oh,
ESPN.
Jay.
Who?
The one from Duke, Jay.
Yeah.
Jay
Jay.
Williams.
Yeah.
Jay Williams.
Jay Williams. Like he said, man. Like he said, even when he was a youth playing basketball, you got two different type of players. You have those that are those players that when it comes to loose balls, you got those players that'll bend over at the waist to try and pick up balls, and then you have those players that'll sacrifice their bodies to get the ball. Smart did the sacrifice. If you truly trying to get the ball, you truly trying to win, you're going to sacrifice your body. He did that. It just so happened that while he was sacrificed trying to recover the ball, he just happened to roll over on Steph's ankle or whatever. It ain't like he grabbed his ankle, twisted it, like excuse me, like we've seen some football players do. But I mean, I don't think it was done purposely.
Mm-hmm.
Facts, but it was ignorant.
It was what you say. What'd you say, Ron?
Ignorant. I say it wasn't done purposely, but it was an ignorant play by Smarkus.
Yeah.
He's taking away a great one. So, of course, additionally, John Collins.
But but real quick though, they're saying he's going to be back by playoffs.
Yeah, he'll be back playoff time.
So he's not indefinitely out. He's just out. He's just out probably for the rest of the regular season games.
Additionally, for John Collins for the Atlanta Hawks, has been sidelined indefinitely due to a plantar fasciitis tear and damage to his ring finger after playing through it for several weeks, playing through the pain. Gentlemen, I ask y'all, is that the same thing what y'all was doing? Would you play through the pain? Now would that look where he's at?
Who's this?
John Collins, forward for the Atlanta Hawks.
It's plantar fasciitis and what else?
And damage to his ring finger.
It sounds like
basketball. That's big.
What'd you say, Ron?
Go ahead, Ron.
It sounds like he need a body cast and surgery. No, them boys.
Ring finger in the foot, Ron.
Well, when I first read the lineup, I was like, "Dang, he got this, and this," but it's not that bad. It is a lot.
It is. Yeah, it is. He said a body cast. I'm done.
He's like you know what Ron tried to do? He tried to make it seem like he's looking at the game, they losing, and then he goes and he busts out the body cast. He's in uniform and he gets into the game and wins the game. Like you know how Paul Pierce came out in the wheelchair. He gonna bust out his body cast right there on the sideline and fully geared up, ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we know about us military personnel. We know about plantar fasciitis.
Yeah,
we know all about that.
Never had a problem with my foot like that, but I know plenty.
Oh, you ain't never had plantar fasciitis? Oh yeah, that junk hurts.
It hurts. Oh.
What do you say? What Ron say?
Take away your soul.
Yeah, that junk hurt.
Like, Lord, I can't even walk no more.
Yeah, that junk hurt.
I presume that I hear some VA
disabilities coming. Yep.
What's it worth? Let me see. What's it worth? Maybe what's it worth? Maybe I do have it. What's it worth?
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's probably about at least 10-15%. At least 10-15%.
Exactly.
That put me over the limit. That put me where I need to be.
Oh, you ain't 100%, Trey? Oh, ooh, yeah. You need to get there, bro.
Oh no, I'm good. It's like chasing the ring. I ain't trying to do it. So it's like people be like, yeah, I will go ahead and sign this contract. It's like, what? Y'all ain't pay me what I need? Nah, I'm good. I'll take this. Okay, what you say, Leo? All depends on the pain. Playing in this person. True that. I believe that. Ring finger don't mean nothing if you right-handed. I work through a pain.
It sounds like everybody calling John Collins soft this morning.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Leo said it depends on the level of pain. Get through it. Anthony said, hey, just be ambidextrous, learn to shoot with the left hand.
But you
should know how to do that anyway, though.
They aren't competing for no championship. Don't y'all feel like they make too much money in the NBA to be playing with injuries? Go sit down.
I feel like that about every sport, Ron, not just the NBA. I feel like that in every sport. I've always said, Ron, I feel like this is so backwards. How does people playing sports, things in which they love to do: basketball, baseball, soccer, football, all of these things that make millions and millions of dollars. But you got people like ourselves who defend the
Got
country
to pay for it.
that is making pennies to the dollar. Like that, I feel like that's so backwards. Like I feel like that should be the other way around.
You know
Just
what?
in
That's
my
funny because I had a
opinion.
conversation. I had a conversation with Jacqueline the other day, which we was talking about that. Like, I was explaining to her the disparage between. What we was talking about the disparage between medical and entertainment because I was reading off and talking about the 40,000 to play kickball. I was reading talking about how sign me up. I'll
Sign
be
me
the
up. I'm
most
there. Let
aggressive
me get it.
kickball champion ever. But yeah, so I was looking at that. We was talking about the disparity between the two, and I was trying to explain and say why entertainment. It's just like I was saying the other day. My mom
What
was
up,
like,
Freddie?
go into medical instead of getting the entertainment laden degree." I was like, how I see it is like medical, yes, good money, I'm sure, but at the end of the day, the pandemic proved that hey, when you can't go outside and we find a way to make it happen, you need someone to
Yeah.
sit up and get the news. I only and someone got to live to tell the story, and I'm trying to tell the story.
You trying? That's you. You that
Yeah,
person?
I'm
I'm
that
that
person.
person.
I'm your
I'm that person.
Huckleberry. I'm telling the
I'm your.
story.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, you got people that want to. I went. I've already been through the life saving aspect of my of my life. So now I want to be. I want to continue to live to tell the story. So, but shout outs, of
Man,
course, to the first responders, nurses, doctors. Hey, we need y'all, medical personnel. Much love.
mad love for y'all, man.
I tell the story.
You want to tell the story? Oh, so
Yeah,
you want to be you the
I
next?
speed it.
What is it? I am Legend. You the next
I
I
am.
am Legend.
It's gonna be the last one.
Hey,
I
I'll
ain't gonna
make
have no
it
dog.
part two.
I ain't gonna have no dog though. Just
You
me and
ain't
my
got no dog.
girlfriend. Just me and my.
The next I am
You're
Legend.
gonna have a zombie capture down in the basement. That's for your girl.
I trying to sit up and put the teacher to play basketball because I need some. I was like, I need something to do. Shoot the ball. Shoot the ball.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we
Yeah.
arrived here talking about the disparity in military pay because I was just talking to a friend last night and I have not looked at the military pay grades in a long time, and she was telling me how she
Yeah.
was trying to get from E5 to E6. I'm like, that's big, and then they told me the pay increase and there's only $400 extra a month from E5 to E6, and I just was like, Lord have mercy, I forgot how rough it was. From the one of the hardest transitions in the military is going from E5 to E6, which is when you get to E6, you really starting to look at big time, and you only get a $400 increase, fellas. Biden pay the troops.
Biden pay the troops. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've always thought like that though. That was always been a thing for me from the day I signed up and was like, man, these cats here making me. And I get it, it's entertainment and stuff like that. But good lord, I just feel like it's a little backwards. We allow them, service members, allow them to be able to get out there and entertain us by sacrificing our lives, possibly sacrificing our lives, and they out there playing football, basketball, baseball, kickball, all these things, making millions.
Yeah, I think
So
you
of
got to
course,
put it in with a lot of services. My bad, Trey. Teachers.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we got a lot of disparities. Talk about jobs like teachers,
Mm-hmm.
um, government workers, period. And there's so many different
Yeah,
industries
all of
that
that.
I care of.
First responders, nurses, and all
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
You know, they, don't get me wrong, they saving lives and things of that nature. So, yeah, it's
So
crazy.
one of the things that we talked about, as we saying, we go ahead and like Bishop was just talking about the garnish. So we're finished chopping up the garnish to put in our salad. We're gonna go ahead and push the garnish to the side and get to the salad and appetizer. As Ryan, we first started off and talked about how out of 17.5 million brackets, only 161 perfect brackets remain. I don't
That's
know how
still
many.
high.
That's still too high. So let's talk
That's
about
crazy.
it. Let's talk about and get to this March Madness yesterday. As we know, there were 16 games played yesterday for the beginning of the March Madness tournament.
Huge
Some of
wins,
those
huge upsets.
some of those things didn't disappoint. I have a bunch of different jumbo games here and there as I was taking notes and reading things. So, of course, the most glaring is number 15, St. Peter's, and their rendition of Cinderella, sending number 2 Kentucky home in a double in an overtime win. Gentlemen, were you able to take that watch that game?
No, I think I was watching. What I thought watching. I was watching another game at the time, so I didn't get to see that game. But I seen it was a barn burner, man. That's how you open up March Madness, man. You get hooked up, but I didn't have them going far anyway. Yeah, me either, Anthony. I didn't have UConn. I mean, not UConn, Kentucky going far either.
Yeah, UConn, same basket. Matter of fact, as you state that, UConn took on number 5. UConn played number 12 New Mexico State, as they upset UConn 70-63. Another 12-5 victory. Ron, going back to the Kentucky St. Peter's game. Were you watching it?
I didn't get to watch no
Okay,
college
okay.
basketball
Oh no, no,
yesterday. I was following it by every second from the phone, and I
it
was
was
constantly
it was
when
crazy.
I first heard that Kentucky was knocked off. As I
Yeah,
was doing my brackets, I was like, I know there's going to be an 11-5 up, 11-5, 11-6 upset and a 12-5 upset. But I was
Hmm.
looking at the 15-2 matchups, and I just did not see any Cinderella story happening. And here come SPU upsetting Kentucky.
And
Is
you know
that
what, bro? When I was looking at the game is and like they said after the during the post game, they showed no fear. It's like they was playing us. It's like
yeah,
he was like it's like who cares? So
yeah.
they're number 2 seed and we're a 12 seed. They're UK. You're the University of Kentucky. And it was they was giving them it was like there was no fear. Like they just came like they came to play and they really actually felt like we deserved to be in this game. And they showed it and knocked them off, as we stated. Of course, another upset.
But
Number
not only
5.
that, Trey.
Yeah, go ahead.
the-
Go ahead.
Not only that, that when they spoke to the players from that team that knocked off UConn, it was like, when did you realize that y'all really had a chance to beat? I'm not UConn, Kentucky. When did you realize y'all had a chance to beat Kentucky? Oh boy said last Thursday.
No, that wasn't UConn game. That was a UConn game. That was a UConn game.
That was the UConn game.
Yeah, that was a UConn game. Oh no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, no,
well,
no,
UConn.
no.
Yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
stand corrected. It was. I think it was in UConn. I think that was the. It might have been the Richmond Iowa game.
Was the no? I thought it was one. I thought it was the no.
Who
I
did
thought it was
UConn
the.
play? UConn played New Mexico State. Oh yeah, it was New Mexico State. Yeah, you're right. It was the.
No,
It
it was
was
a
the
blue
UConn.
team, wasn't it? No, the team that won was in the blue. Was
So
in a
yeah, that's
darker
so I stand corrected. It was Iowa against Richmond, because Richmond was in blue. It wasn't
Richmond. It was
yesterday.
Richmond. It was Richmond.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Oh boy was like, when did we? Yeah, it was Richmond. It was like, oh boy was like, when did they asked him, when did y'all feel like y'all could win this game? He was like, last Thursday.
It was last Thursday. Yep. So of course, like as Bishop said, Richmond, number 12 seeded Richmond took on number 5 seeded Iowa. As Richmond, as Bishop just so eloquently put it, it was they came to play and they said last Thursday they realized they could win this game, as they knocked off the number 5 seed with a 67-63 point victory, advancing to the next round. Uh, I mean, people came to play. So, additionally, another upset. Number 11 ranked Michigan upsets number 5 Colorado State with a 75-63 win, as the Michigan Wolverines had to fight back from a 15-point deficit to take the lead. This was a game I didn't get to see, but I, however, heard it, and people cheering and talking about it. Um, but is
I'm
did we
happy
not
for Western
expect that?
Pro.
Yeah, did we not expect that from Michigan?
Yeah, because I'm happy for Coach Howard.
Ron,
It's
I know
Howard,
you
right?
got something. What you got, Ron? Yes,
ain't
Howard,
nobody
Coach Jawan
ain't
Howard.
nobody expect this from Bishop. Bishop, you really expected this from Michigan?
To win? Come on, think of this, Ron. Think about the storyline, bro.
They
Just
weren't
think of
even
this.
supposed to be here.
I think about the
Ain't
storyline.
no
My whole
one
point.
supposed.
Think
Ain't no
about the
one supposed to
storyline. That's my
be
whole point.
here.
Think about the storyline. You had to know that Michigan was gonna win it. If you didn't pick Michigan, you was crazy. Because come on, bro. The storyline tells the story, prepares you for what's about to happen.
Think about how many of these $1 million college donors who just looking at Michigan and what Juwan Howard did and just angry. How dare he come back after what he did? And
You
they
know what?
won.
I seen a meme the other day. It's been on my phone for a while where it said it was because of course the situation remember happened during Black History Month. And it's like Juwan Howard is the first black man to get away for slapping a white man on the job and not get away with it.
Exactly. Let's go blue. Let's
Oh
go
my God.
Michigan. Jalen Rose was out at the game yesterday. He was hyped.
You knew
jumping
he
up
was gonna
and
be there.
down, like,
You
come
knew
on.
that. Yeah, you had to know that he was gonna be there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised C Webb wasn't there. All them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lovely sight to see.
It is.
Of course, another upset. I don't know. Do we call 9s and 8s upsets?
Not really.
But in any case, for the fact of the
It
matter,
is,
number
but
9,
yeah.
Number 9, Creighton upsets number 8 San Diego State in the overtime victory, 72-69. UCLA number 4 UCLA edges out number 13 Akron with a 57-53 game. Close. USC had to go on a 15-4 run towards the end of the game in order to get into the overtime, in which they were victorious and go on to play number 5 St. Mary's. St. Mary's, best Indiana, 82-53, as we say. Number 5 versus 5 versus 12. St. Mary's can do work, but I don't know if they're going to be able to beat UCLA. But they do play, excuse me, in the next round as they meet UCLA. Number 1 Gonzaga, although they was in a little trouble at first,
Boy,
ends
they
up
had a scare.
besting.
They had a
It was
scare.
in the besting Georgia State 93-72, but that is not indicative of what it looked like in the half, as Gonzaga was only up by 2 points going into the halftime. But of course, as number ones are supposed to do, they made it do what it do and end up coming out victorious. Number 9, Memphis upsets number 8 Boise State 64-53, advancing to play against Gonzaga. Ron Bishop, does Penny and Memphis have a chance?
I do believe they do.
Oh,
I do. I think they're gonna upset some people.
Did you pick it?
Yeah, I did pick Memphis. Yes.
Ooh, okay, Ron, what you say, bro?
Bishop.
Ron,
you know what? That ghost stuff is going to his head, bro.
No, but has my stuff not panned out? I just told you, Trey. On my bracket, I lost one game in each region. One game. One
in
each region.
Oh, you that good?
I'm just telling you what God love the truth. I'm telling you what God love the truth. That's what I did.
You got wrong,
huh?
What's the 4 you got wrong?
Hold on, let me pull it up for you. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
Kentucky, clearly.
Kentucky was one, of course. Kentucky was one.
Thank you.
Sure
Thank you,
was one. I'm very sure Iowa was one.
Let me see. Let me look. Hold on. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Iowa was the second one. I want us to
tell y'all right now.
We gotta stop and talk about Gonzaga a little bit, Trey, as Bishop.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Because if we're asking, does Memphis have a shot against Gonzaga? We got to talk about our guy Chet, man. Is he our number 1 draft pick? He showed up. 20 points, 17 rebounds. I'm very hesitant against Gonzaga, but
you don't think it's not Memphis. It's not Memphis. That's not Memphis' job at the end of the day.
Yeah. They're gonna put 20 points on Memphis' head.
Yeah, Georgia probably woken up a beast and is like, nah, we can't play. You know what I'm saying? We can't play with anyone anymore.
Wow, that's how you feel, Ron? Hold on.
Have y'all been able to watch Chet play yet?
I've seen a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to check him out.
He's inside. He's even though he's 7 foot, he's an inside outside. He can get it from the perimeter. He's just wiry. You know what I'm saying? Small body. He's gonna get put in the NBA. He'll get pushed around, but he still doesn't take away his skill.
Who
Chet Holmgren.
is that? The big skinny white
Yeah,
kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All
floor.
right, let me show you. Let me see here. I'm my apologies, guys. I was actually. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was putting my last bracket together for the women's. So the 4 games that I lost were UConn and New Mexico.
Hmm.
Good morning, Joe. And the Zags are always on the wire, but looks at what they're yeah. So UConn was one, which was in the UConn was one, which was in the West. That's
Hmm.
the game I lost. I won the other 3. I picked Gonzaga, I picked Memphis, and I picked Arkansas. In the East, I won the Baylor game, I won the North Carolina game, I won the St. Mary's game, I won the UCLA game, I won the Murray State game, I lost the
Hmm.
Kentucky game.
Hmm.
In the South, oh shoot, in the South, I didn't lose not one game, but it was only 2 anyway, and that was Michigan and Tennessee.
Hmm.
And in the Midwest, I won the Kansas game, I won the Creighton game. Richmond, of course, beating Iowa. That's the game I lost, and I won the Providence game. That's it.
Okay.
See, that's why that DAGOT is over there in front of my name, bruh. Don't slip on the pimping. I got SC for the girls, but Iowa got the female
Steph
stuff.
Curry, she
Yeah,
nice.
they
Yeah.
do. She is nice. She is nice. She is nice, Key. She is nice.
So continuing with our finishing recaps of the first part of the first round, Providence doesn't allow the Cinderella to play into their game as they defeat South Dakota State 66-57. As Bishop was just so saying, Baylor handles number 16 Norfolk State with an 85-49 win, being the largest win in their post tournament history. We talked about Tennessee. Number 3 Tennessee took on and best number 14 Longwood winning 88-56, lightweight indeed. Murray State, of course, on the game. I caught this game, the back part of this game, which I thought San Francisco was going to take care of business. Murray
Uh-huh.
State, number 7, Murray State defeats number 10, University of San Francisco in overtime, 93-87 to advance to play number 15, St. Peter's. It's unfortunate because Abuye from University of San Francisco was in his bag. 36 points. He was doing everything he can. He was giving them fits. It's just so I think the fact of a couple of their key players fouled out, which made it a problem. Not to mention that you had a couple of players. One player twisted his ankle for Murray State that had him out, and another one fouled out as well. And their remaining starting point guard, he was catching cramps the last couple of minutes of the overtime, so he was dealing with situations. But saying perseverance, they fought through, and I'll go on to play St. Peter's. Number 16, Texas Southern falls to Kansas 84-55. Uh, Number 8, North Carolina handles number 9 Marquette 95-63. And lastly, Ron with the Carolina gear.
Here
And
he go.
lastly, number 4 Arkansas squeaks past number 13 Vermont with a 75-71 win. In that St. Peter's versus Murray State, is the St. Peter's continue to ride the wave, or is it good night?
You saying for both of them?
No, they play each other. That's where they play each other next round.
Oh, St. Peter's and Murray State. Let me see who I
Yeah.
got for that game. Let me see who I got. St. Peter's. What region they in?
I can tell you. Hold up.
Oh, don't worry, I got it.
Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, let me see who did I pick.
St. Peter's, just get y'all your bags and your suitcases and
Get ready to walk out.
ready. If St. Peter's wins another game in this March Madness, we're gonna have to find a fairy godmother, Trey. We're gonna have to get the ball ready. We're gonna have to get the ballerina dresses out, get our tuxedos ready, because the Cinderella has arrived, man.
Cinderella has arrived.
Like we
Ooh.
said, what was the number? Only 100 brackets in the nation are still.
161. 161 to be exact.
If they win again, I'm pretty sure it's going to be less than 10.
Oh yeah, because
What you gotta
if
be
not
like,
none,
you know
like
what?
who? Like who? Like,
So
bro,
did you? So did neither? So
who
I'm assuming
chose
neither
St.
one of y'all picked
Mary's?
Murray State to win.
No, I chose Murray State to beat San Francisco. But I'm thinking but when we think about it, who chose St. Peter's to beat Kansas? That's
Nobody.
what, because you have to
Nobody.
change.
Well,
You have to choose St.
161
Peter's.
people did.
100,
161 people.
161 people did,
Yeah,
and I bet
161 people.
they all St. Peter's fans. They probably alumni.
Yeah, they everybody. Yeah, they all from St. Peter somewhere. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hilarious. Nope,
So
I
of
don't
course,
believe it. I don't believe, before you get back on the track, I don't believe there's a single soul on this planet that picked St. Mary's. There's computer programs that do these brackets too.
not even those chose St. Mary. not even the one made in St. Mary chose St. Mary. Like he's not
Not even St. Mary herself was like, no, we can't.
It's like, stop playing.
Y'all can pray to me all y'all want to. Y'all can worship me all y'all want to, but I can't help y'all on this. I can't help y'all on this.
St. Mary didn't choose St. Mary. St. Peter's didn't. So of course, today's game, the earliest game started at 11:15 as number 10 Loyal, Illinois. As course, while we're speaking about Saints in religion, take on number 7 Ohio State. I will say I did choose Loyal on the Ramblers to get that W. If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
Let's go, Loyola.
They play who?
Ohio State.
10-7.
You did not pick them. You did not pick them over Ohio State.
Yes, I did.
No.
Do you know who we talking about, bro?
Okay.
The Ramblers.
I'm definitely finna throw that game on. Is that 11:15? Our time?
Sister Jean, you better ask about they 6-man. They 13th man. Sister
Hey,
Jean.
is this 11:15 our time or their time?
Yeah, our time, Central Standard.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I tune into that
Ohio
one.
State's not about that life, Bishop. That's a great
Okay,
pick.
I hear y'all. I picked Ohio State. I'm just telling you, that's the upset. Because they beat number one. They beating the number 1 seed. That's the upset. I'm telling y'all right now.
The Jackson State University, number 15, will take on number 2 Auburn. I don't foresee that one going anyway, but as expected. Number 3 Texas Tech. Number 3 Texas Tech will be taking on number 14 Montana State. Number 3 Purdue does battle with number 14 Yale. Number 15 Delaware will take on number 2 Villanova. Number 10 Miami will do battle with them Trojans. 7 USC. Let's go. Number 11 Notre Dame will face off against number 6 Alabama. Number 11 Virginia Tech will do battle with number 6 Texas. Number 13 Chattanooga faces number 4 Illinois. Cal State Fullerton, the 15th seed, will take on number 2 Duke. Number 1 Arizona faces off against number 16 Wright State. Number 6 LSU will battle against number 11 Iowa State. Number 5 Houston takes on number 12 UAB. Number 10 Davidson will face off against number 7 Michigan State. Number 14, Colgate takes on number 3, Wisconsin. And, of course, the last game to start in the night will be number 8, Seton Hall versus number 9, TCU. Gentlemen, I ask y'all, besides the Ramblers, do you see – of course, Ron, I ask you, besides the Ramblers, do you see any other upsets on this bracket?
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. First of all, shout out to the SEC. It's astonishing how good they are, because I am someone that feels like, the Big Ten is better than the SEC in all sports, but they do their thing in football and they're doing their thing in basketball. Alabama, LSU. I mean, we can't really shout out Kentucky, but they have so many schools. Tennessee out here looking like the Harlem Globetrotters. My upset,
Tennessee, bro.
My upset is the upset of all upsets. The easiest one to predict. If you don't have this in your bracket, I don't know what you're doing. Because outside of the SEC, outside of the Big Ten, there is this school that always disappoints. Who y'all think I'm talking about? Always. It don't matter the sport. They always show up small. Y'all don't know who I'm talking about?
Duke or Villanova?
No. Duke got some winners. I'm talking about Longhorns. Texas. Never,
yes.
ever
Let's
come
go. I'm with you on that. ever.
Texas.
I ain't ever heard Texas come through. Not since they beat Reggie Bush in the championship.
I think
Every-
Texas. I think I did pick Texas over Virginia Tech, but I don't have them going far.
I wish I would have been with you to understand what made you feel like, yeah, I can pick Texas here. I'm confident with Texas. I have not been confident with Texas in a decade, man. I'm calling it. That's my upset of the day, y'all.
What? That's not an upset though. Texas played Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it's an upset. 11-6. He said Texas is gonna lose.
Oh, you saying Texas gonna lose?
Yeah.
Smoke.
Oh, I thought he said he ain't gonna win. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
He's gonna win and lose. I think it's the same thing, Trey. I love you, bitch.
Look, it's objective.
Objective.
So I can rock with you. I think I chose Texas, but I did sit up and think. I was like, Virginia Tech, I think could get this done, could get this taken care of. So we'll definitely see. We will definitely see.
Nah, I
but
picked
I'm
Texas
feeling
in that first game. I picked Texas in that first round. I did, but I think I got them falling in the second round.
Their highest scorer is Timmy Allen, 12.3 points a game. I don't even. That's their best score, 12 points a game, fellas.
But this is March Madness.
Let the madness happen.
Let the madness begin. Let the.
I think
madness
I
begin.
you know what I think. Even though I chose Duke, but I do think the same thing, Steve. I think the same thing.
Duke is an upset
Duke,
for the day.
I think they get upset today.
Who they got?
Duke plays against
there won't be another.
CSU Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton.
If there's another 2-15 upset today, I will vow to never, ever, ever, ever watch sports again. I'll give it up. I'll give up my drug. there's just no way. If them boys
a lot of people got Duke losing.
March for drug.
Ooh,
yeah, they will lose.
They will lose.
Oh, we'll lose today. Wow.
That's
they're favored by
points. Oh, that game is tonight at 6.
Even like he said right here, yeah, I would even Villanova. I would even sit up and take a flyer on, even though I chose Villanova to go ahead. Like the 2-15s, we take a close look, watch those.
Yeah, I got Villanova too. Villanova. I think I got them going. People be sleeping on Villanova, and I don't. That's who I thought Ron was talking about. Villanova. Villanova is a team. They got Delaware today at 1:45. Yeah. I got Villanova.
The Cinderella Kool-Aid, Trey. There's just no way. Villanova is some dogs. They are not losing to no fifth. No,
Villanova's winning. Yeah, I think Villanova's winning.
If some boys don't show up and play for Coach K, Banchero, you better stay in college. I don't want to hear nothing about you being drafted number 5. No, y'all ain't allowed to come to the NBA. Y'all done already let UNC come into y'all house and just embarrass y'all. If y'all lose to a 15 seed on Coach K's last year, they out of here.
Yeah.
So as we get ready to move into our main course in the NFL, a couple of things, but ladies and gentlemen, just creeped in through the back door.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
my God! Don't do it, Trey. That is not who I think it is right now.
Just creeped in through the back door.
Not who I think
as we get ready to get into one of the most interesting topics for this segment, a full hour and 15 minutes on NFL. It's them. What's good with you, Mr. Spotlight himself? Raider Nation's in the building.
Raider Nation is in the
building.
Ain't
it a lovely Friday, man? It is a lovely Friday. What is going on, fellas? What's up? Thanks for having me.
Look at Raider Nation in the building. Oh my God.
Woo.
It's good to see you, Spotlight. It's good to see you, bro. Look. Raiders. Look.
Listen, you know, I had to put the Al Davis hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Just with baby. You know what it is. I'm feeling good today. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
What's up, man? What's good with you, man? I know you had a good night's sleep after all those transactions that's going on.
Yes, I did. I mean, we had 7 transactions on Wednesday. Then we had the biggest transaction with Devontae Adams giving them up for chips and peanuts. I take that. You know what I'm saying? So Hey,
So
Carr got his guy, man. Carr got his guy.
So
Man, speak
we
on
get
it.
into that definitely as we get closer, walking in. So of course we know Cole Beasley has been released by the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if there's a market out there for him. I think he still does work.
Cowboys.
Hopefully someone picks him up. Offensive tackle Lale Collins released as well. So there's some good pieces that's out here. Look at Spotlight, like yeah, keep on. You know what we
Protect
realized?
Carr.
Look,
Protect
you know
Carr.
what always happens? The disgruntled players always seem to end up in one particular team. And that has been the rhetoric all the time.
Is that them
Disgruntled
Raiders?
players always end up in the silver and black. I don't know why, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
Bishop, Ron, yesterday the Fletcher Cox was cut by the Eagles, saving $18 million on their cap, has a possibility to return. I understand the game, as we say, business, saying we understand business. If you're Fletcher, unless it's been discussed prior to that, we're gonna cut you to so we can get some things happening, we'll bring you back. Or are you going back?
Absolutely.
You talking
Absolutely.
like an Eagles fan, like an Eagle.
From what
I
I've
sure am.
heard, from what I've heard, he's supposed to agree to a 1 year, $14 million contract with the Eagles. He's
Right.
supposed to come. He's supposed to go back there.
Right.
Okay, Keith Spade, you know what I'm saying? That's their squad. Ron, it's okay, man. It's okay. They said
He's
he's
back,
coming
Ron.
back.
Don't worry about it. I know Ron. He's back. He's back. Don't worry about it. Ron's
I didn't know.
back.
I didn't know this happened. I instantly grabbed
He back. He definitely back. I
Oh,
definitely
man.
I agree with it. I don't have a problem with it. I was a bit shocked, but not too shocked because I knew there was people talking about him being cut for a couple of years actually.
Okay. So of course, Disney also was going on. What is the deal? I understand the tampering, the free tamper zone, or the tampering period that we have now in the NFL. But this is our third. Zadarius Smith is the third player this year to go into a contract and back out as he backed out of the Baltimore Ravens contract. Where do you see Zadarius going now? Zadarius. Do you think someone's talking to him in his ear, or he's like, man, they out here getting this money. I'm trying to get this bag too. What
I'm
do
sure
you
he
think is
just
the
seen.
aspect of that?
I'm sure he's seeing what everybody else is seeing on the sports news. He's seeing all these big contracts. Excuse me, and he probably feel like he deserves more money. My opinion.
Y'all got to pay me, boy.
Hey, Devontae Adams is in Las Vegas. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't want to be over there. You don't want to go back to the Packers, bro. Come on.
Spice
Come to the
said,
dark side.
Spice said, let's
Come
take
to
this
the dark
back.
side.
Come to the dark side.
Knowing that we got rid of a lot of our linebackers, Corey Littleton, Nick Wachowski, why not come there with Denzel Perryman? It makes sense. What's up?
So as we start to really start to get into these pockets start to extend out in time. First one, Deshaun Watson has allowed his representation to let Cleveland and Carolina know that they are no longer in consideration for his QB services, which has now forced Baker to request a trade out of Cleveland. It's basically stating that the situation has gone too far. It's above me now. I want out of Cleveland. Of course, Cleveland relents to allow that request and to grant that. Gentlemen, what do you think about Baker? Is it not what we discussed? I know Ron, you wasn't on, but Ron and Spotlight, please share y'all what y'all think. If you're Baker? Now I know if I'm Trevion, I'm going back. But if you're Baker, are you going back to play
Hell
in
no.
that situation?
Get the heck out and Dodge in Cleveland, bro.
Yeah.
Get the heck out and Dodge, bro. Because now you put so much effort into being here and being that number one quarterback. Yeah, you went out and got Landry. Odell didn't work out for you. But at the end of the day, like y'all was in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. Y'all didn't trust him. Y'all just get the hell out and Dodge. Send him to the Colts. Send him to the 49ers. Send him somewhere where he could actually succeed. No quarterback has succeeded in Cleveland since they came back. Let's just keep it real. Look how many quarterbacks Cleveland went through. So now Baker Mayfield is right next on that list. Get out and Dodge, bro. I would not go back. Hold out.
How can you go back? When everything has been said and done, as you seen what I put up there, has the Browns overbaked their cookies? I feel
They burnt them things. They
I
burnt
think
them cookies,
have
bro.
the Browns over Baker their cookies. I definitely believed it, man. I believe they have, man, because of what you said. Now you just ridiculed and down talked this man, and now you want him back? Nah, dog. I'm out. I'm like Spotlight. I'm out of here. I'll holler back
Ron,
at y'all, man. I'm too young.
I hear
I
I hear
haven't.
that.
I'm not an adult
I hear
yet.
that. I hear that OU bias, Ron. I hear
How's
the
that
OU
OU
bias.
bias? No, bro. Why
I
is
hear the
that
OU
OU
bias.
bias, bro? I'm just.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
he is
I
a
had a part.
You know that's
super.
gonna follow you everywhere, Bishop. Come on now. You know that's gonna follow you everywhere.
I get it. But no, I
I
mean,
said
when it's
I
real
was
done, when it's all
listening.
said
I
and
was like,
done, you
hold
gotta
up.
go.
Yeah, so I mean, like we talked about it. We just talked about that as early as yesterday's show when we discussed like there's no coming back for that. Like
You
Key
can't
just
come
brung
back
up,
from that.
when Key just brung up, y'all need an adult. Y'all don't need me because I'm finna get real petty with it. Like you
Yep.
adult. Oh, I'm finna show you Benjamin Button in this joint. Like y'all
Right.
let y'all know. Like I'm finna go send back into a child in this joint. Y'all finna come
Bro,
in. Y'all gonna see crayon markings on the lockers. Like I'm finna turn up in this joint. Y'all finna
he
see a
been
child.
petty.
I'm gonna pour
He
milk on
been
the field.
petty. I'm
Pour
bringing,
milk on the field. Do something.
bro.
Like you finna see a kid. Y'all want to? We gonna sit up and let me release me today. So
Yeah,
Ron, what do you think of this aspect? Are you going back? Are you being the bigger person in the situation? Going back, paying 18 million. That's what he's left on his contract, 18 million, and then decide to get released, or you're sitting out.
Baker Mayfield, right?
Yes, sir.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I know one thing is going to be a fact is we're going to see about 5 more Baker Mayfield commercials this year. Don't ask me why.
Yo.
I can't with Ron, man. I can't, man. I
So,
can't
I
with
mean,
Ron.
as bad as the Browns is, you got your way, dog. They got rid of Odell, and they have a phenomenal
Jarvis.
They have a phenomenal team. The Browns is loaded. I don't care how
Mm-hmm.
bad it's been for Baker's career, man. You sound like a bad fruit. I don't know, because he sounded
He
like a
lost
baby.
his tight end at free agency too, because Austin Cooper
Mm-hmm.
left Cleveland as well.
And
Yeah,
but they also picked up Amari Cooper. Like, it's not like they're not doing anything. Like, it's teams like the Ravens. If we talk about the Ravens, I'm gonna just blow a
Knowing
gasket
that
because
we
I do
know
not
that we
understand. I'm
know they need a
not
wide
building
receiver.
around Lamar, but
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile,
yeah.
Cleveland, no matter what they're going through, they're still building around you. So, suck it up, go play, man. You got all that commercial money. You're supposed to be this guy, Baker. You ain't allowed to sit out. You ain't earned.
I'm not gonna be a quarterback and play with a wide receiver that doesn't have no dog in him, and that's Amari Cooper. Sorry to say.
Ooh,
Amari Cooper don't have no backbone. He doesn't speak up for nothing. Sorry.
ooh.
If I'm Baker Mayfield, I don't want to play with a wide receiver like that. I don't.
Mm.
When you say speak up, though, when you say speak up, Spotlight, what do you
Look at
mean? Speak
Ron.
He
up mean
doesn't
that
demand the
you're not-
ball. He doesn't demand the ball. He's just too quiet. He's too laid back. He's not emotional. He doesn't. What does he do for this wide receiver core? He was a veteran over there with Cedric Wilson and CeeDee Lamb with they younger receivers. Where's your leadership at? Come on, bro.
Wow.
There's no leadership
Wow.
over there. And then you get rid of a guy in Landry that probably wanted out anyway. That was your leader at the wide receiver position.
Mhm.
What is Amari
Yeah.
Cooper going to do? He's just going to show up. Then some games he's going to be good. Then the next 6 games you're going to be like, oh, where's Amari Cooper at? Because he did it in Las Vegas. He did it with the Raiders, and he did it with the Cowboys. It ain't going to be no different in Cleveland.
Oh wow.
So that
Okay.
brings up an interesting point up, in which is a little off the topic, but of course we let it in, slide it in there. Not to go too far into it, but when do these quarterbacks speak up for these wide receivers, in which they won't for the most part? I wonder when is this? As we see, as I'm very sure we're gonna get into it to Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers, but as the spotlight was just saying, the Landry and Baker Mayfield, which might be hard when the Baker Mayfield, they see him as a kid, they see him as not the person they want, so of course that becomes different. But when do you think these quarterbacks speak up for these wide receivers? Ron.
Is that their job though, Trey?
Oh, good
Because
point. Good
when you
point.
sit back and think about it, like they've been talking about all morning, when it comes down to the Rodgers and the Adams situation, I was the one to assume that Rodgers and Adams were talking because of the type of rapport they had on the field. come to find out, they don't have that type of rapport outside of the uniform. So what has been stated is that Rodgers and Adams don't talk like that. So Adams knew nothing of what Rodgers' plans were. When we found out is when Adams found out. So when it was all said and done, all the analysts are saying the same thing. Rodgers looked out for himself to get the bag. So Adams is doing the exact same thing. He's looking out for self to get the bag.
And that's what
Okay,
Aaron
hold up.
Rodgers did.
Okay,
Oh, go
we'll
ahead,
get
my
into
bad.
that. We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get into that because I don't want to take too much away from Ron. You was responding. Was it on a reference to that or the Rogers thing?
Yeah, man.
Okay, we'll get
Rodgers
into it. And we'll get to that because I know this is gonna be a powder keg that I want to watch at night. So so of course just so let's just play a little game and sit up and think about it. If
Okay.
Cleveland was to give Baker Mayfield the opportunity of the request that he gives, which one of these organizations do you see would be the best? Of course, on Bleacher Report, it was stated that there would be 3 organizations in which they felt would be key to obtain Baker Mayfield to trade for him, all being that there'll be draft picks. Gentlemen, I have the Detroit Lions, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, Key already sit up and say, who do you think would be the best fit
I'm gonna put
for
him in.
Baker
I'm gonna put
Mayfield?
him in 3. I'm gonna put him in order, in numerical order.
Okay, go ahead. Give
Colts,
rock with it.
Colts.
That's interesting.
Who was the other 2 teams?
Seattle and Detroit.
Colts, Detroit, Seattle.
Whoa! How you put the best weapon?
I don't see him going to Detroit knowing that they only had Jared Goff for 1 year. Jared Goff didn't really have much around him last year.
Agreed.
So I don't see Baker Mayfield. If it was, I would still say Indianapolis, but I would take the Detroit Lions out and put Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers there. Let's do that. Jimmy Garoppolo has been on the trade block, been in trade talks since they lost.
So
in the
you talking
NFC
about? So you saying
Championship
Jimmy for
Jimmy for Baker?
Baker? Oh,
Jimmy for Baker.
ooh, how do you feel about that trade?
And the reason why I say that, because I feel like the 49ers Jimmy Garoppolo, he is a good quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and lie. He does have his spurts that he looks like shit. But you can't take away the man has won in this league. And the 49ers has been talking about getting rid of him because of the Trey Lance thing. But I think Trey Lance needs to sit back another year. And just, if you want to trade for a quarterback, trade for Baker Mayfield. That's the really kind of the best available quarterback if you want to trade for him, in my opinion. And then I would say the Seahawks. The only reason why I say that because Drew Lock is still unproven over there. They still have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and they still got a nice little running game. They just beefed up their defense, and it just helped out on their offensive line. I say give Drew Lock a year or two before just let him go off the limb. Like, okay, whatever. But I number one for me is Indianapolis. That's the number one team right now that needs a quarterback more than all these teams in the league.
All right, Ron.
If I'm Mayfield, I want to go play with the best weapons. I don't know how you turn down the opportunity to play with Metcalf, and then you got Lockett too.
Mm-hmm.
I like Seahawks.
I don't feel like he fits Pete Carroll's scheme though.
He doesn't fit anywhere.
They're gonna have to change it if they bring him. If they're bringing, so Ron, you're saying if they're bringing him there, then you means you're willing to change to work around him as opposed to work with your to make him fit, basically make it fit.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine the weapons that he got in San Francisco. If they do trade him there, those weapons is just as good.
Facts.
If Baker gets the San Francisco job or the Colts job, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be angry all football season.
So why does everyone think a Colts? I'm wondering. Like to me, I mean, they have Pittman. I like Pittman. They have Taylor, but after that, what else is there in Indianapolis? I'm missing maybe.
They have an incredible D line.
They have defense. Yeah,
they have a number. They got a top 10 offense.
Yeah, they're great at every part of the field.
Yeah,
they just need. I guess wide receiver is their biggest detriment. They don't have.
But they could get a wide receiver in the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
They have The Colts have the. Let me look. The Colts have the. What pick is it? The Colts have pick.
They're gonna be able to get a wide receiver. I heard there's like 20 of them.
Yeah, it's a good amount of wide receiver. I mean, think about all the top 10 burners, even though seeing speed kills as we know. But hell, just in that
Oh,
same
the
breath,
Colts don't have a pick in the first round because they lost it because of, to us
They lost it
because
because
of
of Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. That's right. They don't have
in
a
the
pick.
trade.
That's right.
So this is why Baker Mayfield fits with the Indianapolis Colts.
Carson Wentz
Because
strikes again.
are you trusting Sam Ellinger as your quarterback? Are you
I
That's a
trusting
see
good
it.
question. That's a good question.
Are you trusting Sam Ellinger as your quarterback? And I don't see that happening.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's the only team that really has a quarterback need at the end of the day.
Mm.
Well, what about Houston?
They keeping him.
Deshaun?
They not gonna keep Deshaun.
No,
Deshaun ain't
not
going.
Deshaun.
John,
Deshaun
I gotta
gone.
keep his John. So, and that's funny you actually bring that up, Bishop, because I was just about to ask. Now with that, presumably, since we know it's down to two, Atlanta or New Orleans, who are y'all rocking with? Where y'all want to see Deshaun? New Orleans or Atlanta?
I don't know what's up with Atlanta and these criminals, man. I've been waiting to say it. Atlanta said, y'all got somebody under investigation? Sign us up.
Sign us up. Let's go.
So we do know Atlanta has extended, Matt Ryan's
They did,
time.
or I thought they were still waiting.
No, they did it for 4 days. They gave him a 4 day.
Oh, okay, that extension. Okay, that extension.
Yeah, that extension to allow him to try and seek teams to be able to go to. So it looks like Atlanta is the front runner for Deshaun. Even Pitts stated, like basically Pitts in layman's terms said, wait for it, as though Deshaun is coming to Atlanta. So
going back home.
So I don't know. To me it don't matter.
I say Atlanta. I say Atlanta, but at the same time, at the same time, I mean, look what New Orleans did. I have to give a shout out to the New Orleans Saints organization for restructuring
from negative 74 to positive 29 million.
They restructure everybody's contract. So I mean, and then you're gonna bring Michael Thomas back, and you end up restructuring his contract on top of that, just to bring Deshaun Watson in. Either team that he goes to, he's gonna be in the NFC South regardless. So, I mean,
Atlanta's. Did they restructure Taysom?
Huh?
Did they restructure Taysom's contract, their quarterback?
Yes.
They did restructure Taysom too?
They had to restructure everybody. Like they're 29 million under the cap now when you look at it. They went from negative 74 to 29 to positive 29. They restructured everyone's contract.
Saints, man.
Yeah, that's major. That's major.
They did the damn thing over there. So I mean, right now on paper, the Saints are the better team, and I think Deshaun might pick them. But you would not be surprised because they talk about trading Matt Ryan. That's another thing too. So I mean, it's so many speculations going on, and then now, if Matt Ryan gets traded, what happens with Jameis Winston in New Orleans? So it's a lot of.
And
things,
which I say
it's
like, and that's what's going on. Of course, like you said, who fills the void in Cleveland, Carolina, and or New Orleans and Atlanta? Additionally, when you look at it, and like we said, Matt Ryan's in limbo. You still got Winston as a free agent. You got Darnold, Baker, Garoppolo, still trade possibilities. Like it's dominoes.
Nobody traded for Sam Darnold, man. Nobody traded for Sam Darnold, bro. He's gone.
Really, Bishop, you laugh wholeheartedly. That was a pretty hearty laugh there, Bishop.
I'm just saying, man. Sam Darnold.
Y'all gonna stop disrespecting my USC alum, man. Just get him in the system.
Trey, you gotta be honest. Trey.
1 strike, 2 strikes. He still has 1 strike left. That's all.
Thank you, Spotlight. Tell him.
You gotta be honest. It's not really. It's great quarterbacks don't come out of USC. Running backs and wide receivers, yes.
Thank you.
Quarterbacks, no.
Thank you.
I'm just being honest.
Thank
Come
you.
on, Trey. You gotta be realistic with that.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
as I say,
that
as I would say, this is what I would say.
Appreciate Spot being on the man.
This is what I would say.
Thank you, man.
This is what I would say.
Being real.
This is what I would say. I don't expect great quarterbacks to come out of USC. I expect above average or quarterbacks that can get the job done, i.e., the greatest in which we've lastly seen has been, of course, Carson Palmer. Since then, we had a few come out, but I don't think Sanchez did bad.
He had one good year when he went to the AFC
What?
Championship out his whole career.
Did you just
One
say you
good
don't
year.
think Sanchez did bad?
No,
You
I
know,
Talking about
don't.
the
I don't
butt
think
fumble
Sanchez.
the
quarterback.
butt
You talking
fumble
about the
guy.
butt
I know
fumble?
you talking about the butt fumble guy.
We'll take that. And so I still think Darnold hasn't did what he has the
Oh,
opportunity to do. I think
do
I
you
think you get him
know?
in a situation. Like I said,
Hold
I
on,
give him at
Trey.
least one more
Hold on,
opportunity.
Trey. Do you know the butt fumble is going down in history as one of the most bluffed out? Like they had that. They trying to see what play in the history of football or any sport is worse than the butt.
It's okay.
I can say the only thing that's worse than the butt fumble is
People
Daniel
get dunked
Jones
on.
tripping over his own feet. That's the
Yeah,
only thing that's probably
wide
worse than
open
the butt
at
fumble.
open field. So yeah, so it's worse. People get dunked on, nuts in their mouth, nuts in their
Hey,
head,
I'm gonna tell you
forehead.
what.
It's
Hey, I'm
okay.
gonna tell you something new that just happened that might outdo the butt fumble. Westbrook bricking that three.
Oh, and Carl Anthony catching it. Yeah, that's up there.
See, here we go with that again. We as
Hey,
we
I
move
wasn't gonna
on.
say that
So
about
I'm
the
just talking
Lakers. I'm
about we
keeping my
ain't worried
mouth
about
shut
what
with
people
Yeah.
that.
talk about.
the Garoppolo. So with Matt Ryan in limbo, of course, like that, as I said, these dominoes continue to
Oh my
mount.
gosh.
Additionally, Winston has spoken with the Colts and the Saints as they take a look at that. So, do y'all see a good fit with Winston going to the Colts? Since we speak about the Colts
No.
having a no.
If they find a number two receiver and they find a tight end, I say yes because you got a running game with Jonathan Taylor. You have a good offensive line in Indianapolis. I just think Indianapolis is just missing a tight end and a number two receiver. Jameis Winston showed before he got hurt that he could play in his league. This Saints team was in the driver's seat before he got hurt.
Hurt. Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I do feel like the Indianapolis Colts could be a better fit. Honestly, he could probably be a better fit with Winston than Mayfield, in my opinion. I mean, you just never know.
So
But you got to
me,
see how that injury is too.
that too. That plays a huge factor. But for me, I feel like the best fit for the Colts in regards to the quarterback position is Matt Ryan. I feel like Matt
Mm,
Ryan leaving Atlanta, going to the Colts would
Matty
be
Ice.
Matty Ice out in Indianapolis would be a better fit. I feel
You
like
think
he
that'll
fits
revive
his
his MVP career?
yeah. Yeah. That's
Not
just
the
me.
Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl, just that season.
Right. Yeah. That's just me, man. If Matt Ryan is gonna leave Atlanta and I end up out of Atlanta, I see him going to the Colts. That feels like where the
What's
Colts.
interesting is what I have seen is the ideal is or one thing I seen is where they talked about him if he has to be traded or if he ends up having him going to work on going to San Francisco to be back with Shanahan, in which is, I would figure it'd be kind of hard because if Deshaun is going there unless he's a stopgap unless they're trading for Matt Ryan for Garoppolo, but if Deshaun is going to Atlanta, then there's no need for a Garoppolo to go there. So there's no need for a trade to San Francisco. So that is interesting. But of course, like we said, still plenty of dominoes left to fall as we con- consistently and wholeheartedly wait to see where they're at. You can expect probably that decision to come sometime, if not over the weekend, sometime today, as they had the Atlanta is in. Although it's not Atlanta's problem, it's not Deshaun's problem that Atlanta is trying to decide whether or not they're going to pay um, Matt Ryan or not. But it is an issue, and maybe he does take that in consideration so he doesn't do have any wrongdoings. So, of course, next up, what everyone possibly has been waiting for, Devontae Adams has been traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 2022 first round and a 2022 second round, as well as he signed a 5-year, $141 million extension, allowed him to team up with his old compadre Derek Carr as they played 2 years when they was at Fresno, along with other weapons. You got Jacobs, Waller, Renfro, like Bolden. You know what I'm saying? They signed Bolden I know hence the reason
And we just
spotlight
signed the receiver Mac Hollins too. So
Mac
another
Hollins. So
receiver
Melon
now
with
you know
Brian
say
Edwards.
hence the reason spotlight is here. Spotlight, matter of fact, spotlight. You have the spotlight to go on a quick soliloquy in reference to the Raiders. So let us give you a few seconds. What you got to say, spotlight?
Listen, I don't know if y'all saw my live stream on Monday, but I went off on my team because we was not doing nothing the first 2 days of free agency. But then when Wednesday came around and we signed 7 players, especially we traded Yannick Ngakwe for Rock Yassin, which is a very young corner, which is needed for the Las Vegas Raiders. And then we went on to get Anthony Averett from the Baltimore Ravens, which is another solid corner that we went out and got. We extended Max Crosby. Then we got a running back core with Jacobs, Keon Drake, Amir Abdullah, and Brandon Bolden. So that's 4 running backs that we have on our roster as of right now. But the biggest one of all, the granddaddy of them all, you know what it is. Devontae Adams, arguably the best receiver in football, is coming to Las Vegas. He built the house next to Derek Carr. Come on, y'all. You got to think about it. People say that, oh, he took the same amount of money that the Packers was going to give him, and the Packers was going to give him more, and they said no. But this is what happened when you play for the Raiders. There's no tax. There's no tax in Las Vegas.
Facts.
Get all that money because you would have been taxed like crazy in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You come over where it's hot, it's warm all year round, and you get to play in that silver and black, and you get to play with Derek Carr. Bro, you cannot get no better than this 28.25 guarantee for this man for the next 5 years. The next 5 years. And this guy, I'll tell you, Raider Nation about to sell out Allegiant Stadium. This is one of the biggest moves that the Raiders have done in recent years. The biggest one, I could go back to freaking, even though it didn't last long, but when we traded for Antonio Brown. That's the one thing I can say. It's bigger than that. So Devontae Adams comes in. And he makes an immediate impact. Hunter Renfrow, he's not gonna be double teamed no more. Waller won't be double teamed no more. Then you got pass catching running backs, 2 of them, and Josh Jacobs is developing to be one of those. Carr, we just got to beef up this offensive line, get this defense together. We did get Alex Bars from the Chicago Bears. That's another depth piece for the offensive line. We looking good, baby. This AFC West is about to be crazy. We about to be the best division in football.
Hold on, Trey. Real quick. But hold on, Trey. Let me ask Spotlight this.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Say it. AFC West, best division in football right now.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know this about Spotlight from when we was over on the other network. So, with all these additions,
probably shaking his head.
These Raiders, I know at one point, I don't think he was so high up on Derek Carr. What are your feelings now? Was that you? And maybe it wasn't you. What is your? Maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was someone else. It might have been. What's his name?
Pride.
It might have been Pride. I don't want to mistake
Pride and Freddie, both of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it wasn't high on Carr. Okay, so what are your feelings now in regards to people who at one point we're talking about Carr maybe should leave Vegas? Now,
Rod is laughing hard as hell.
I was thinking the same thing as Bishop as he was going through all the corrections.
Listen. I was at a point where if the Las Vegas Raiders organization didn't put nothing around Derek Carr to succeed or put a number 1 receiver around him, I'll say Derek Carr asked for a trade. That's exactly how I was with it. And if you don't put an offensive line around him or you don't give him a defense, ask for a trade. You've been here for 8 years and you only have 2 winning seasons. But it really comes off with the organization and who they bring in for Carr to succeed. But now Carr been talking about getting Devontae Adams here since last season. Really? So this was in the works since last season. They knew that Devontae Adams was on the last year. He wanted his extension. He wanted his money. And Carr is about to get extended now because Devontae Adams is there. That's why they waited out to extend Carr so early, because they wanted to make sure they had the bag for Devontae Adams. That's why we made all those moves. So Devontae Adams could come here and now we can extend Carr. So I never had an issue with Derek Carr. I feel like Derek Carr still did what he did, 4,000 passing yards the last 4 years with not even the number one receiver. I'm just saying, you can't, numbers don't lie when it comes to that. Now we just gotta, like I said before, beef up our offensive line, get some young talent mixed in with some veterans, and I think it's gonna be good with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels comes in, and he brings a whole different aspect to the offense, and I think Derek Carr is ready for that. And I've always been behind Derek Carr. I don't see him going anywhere. I don't see him getting traded. I don't think Dave Ziegler, the GM, and Josh McDaniels make these kind of moves on the offensive side of the ball if they wanted to trade Derek Carr. That's just me. I don't think they would make these kind of moves, especially Devontae Adams, or getting more help for Josh Jacobs, because Josh Jacobs stay injured most of the year. Now you bring in two other running backs, and Keon Drake was hurt last year. You bring in two other running backs that and Brandon Bolden that knows the Patriots offense, and that's what Josh McDaniels is bringing over. So, I mean, I don't see Carr getting traded. I don't see those trade talks being out the door now.
I got a couple.
Yes, Ron, go ahead, please.
I think me and Spotlight might get into a fight today, but
Let it
go.
Shit, here we go.
Pop off.
Let's go.
Let's start. I'm loving the AFC West though. Let's start with grades. Who you giving the A? Who gets a B? Who gets a C? Out of y'all, the Broncos and the Chargers, who did the best? Who did the worst?
Or is it overall, or because if I'm going to say overall, and I'm being 100% realistic here, if I'm going to say overall, I'm going to say us as an A, because we addressed both sides of the ball. Something that the Chargers didn't do. They addressed their defense, which I give them a A for addressing their defense, but they still have issues with their offensive line because Herbert stayed getting sacked over and over again.
Facts.
C, I would have to give the Denver Broncos, even though that defense is good and they have some young receivers over there, is still to be proven. They still don't have a real solid running back. Melvin Gordon is getting up there in age. I think they need to go get another running back.
Yeah, Gordon's a free agent.
Of course, a D. I'm giving the Kansas City Chiefs a D. I'm sorry. They didn't do nothing in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
They made no moves. They made Justin Reed was the only one, and they lost Honey Badger. And Honey Badger,
new wide receiver.
Come to the dark side. Huh?
They got a new wide receiver. Who they pick up?
I do not.
Oh, they picked up.
Know.
They did pick up a wide receiver.
Because I know Pringle left the Chiefs and now he's with the Bears now.
Oh, they got that guy from the Steelers, Juju.
Juju.
I forgot. They didn't get Juju.
They ain't got Juju. No, they ain't get Juju.
Yeah, Juju's still out there.
Oh, they didn't make
still out there.
I thought that was a done deal.
I thought so too. I thought Juju went to the.
I didn't.
Nah, he's still a free agent.
Him and Landry are still free agents because the Chiefs was looking at him too. The Chiefs was looking at Landry and Juju, but the Chiefs only did was get Justin Reed, and they re-signed most of their players back. But I have to give us an X. I think we addressed both sides of the ball, even though that we left. Even though Casey Hayward walked and went to the Falcons, that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. Everett has been solid in this league, and Rock Ya-Sin, he's very young in this league. He's great at stopping the run as well. Even though we got Trayvon Merrick back there, Jonathan Abram is coming back. I mean, we looking really good right now. We're looking really good. We addressed the defensive tackle position. I say A for us overall for the division.
Of course. Where y'all?
No. But I did like I said, if the Chargers would have addressed their offensive line in free agency, I would have gave them an A+. But they addressed their defense like they were supposed to.
Where y'all finishing the division? First, second, third, fourth. Can y'all steal the division from the Chiefs?
This is going to be tough, man, because honestly, I think I would not be surprised if we see 3 teams come out the AFC West in the playoffs. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see all 4 because we got look at the quarterback. Look at the quarterback.
Listen to this.
Goodness. Hot take.
We don't want Juju. Knock on wood, Bishop. Go find some.
Listen, man. If Juju go to the Eagles, man, I mean, y'all don't want him, but y'all need him. I'm just going to be honest.
We need a wide receiver.
Y'all don't want him, but y'all need him.
We need a wide receiver. That's why I'm so upset that we allowed Devontae Adams to go to the Raiders. We allowed what's the name?
I
Amari
still
Cooper
got
to leave.
Landry out there.
Like,
I still got
yeah,
Landry out there.
I know we need to get Jarvis or try and go at OBJ or something.
I wouldn't. OBJ. I mean, Julio.
Julio though, but this is the thing about Julio, man. Like Julio can't stay healthy and stay on the field.
That's true too.
He can't stay on the
But
field, bro.
as far
You
as
don't
the
need him
division
coming if you
go,
can't stay on the field.
As far as the division go, I don't know who's going to take this division. Every team has upgraded.
Well, let me ask y'all this.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Let me put this up here and tell me y'all thoughts. Tell me y'all thoughts.
Uh-oh.
Yes. I mean, no. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. No. This is my thing. Sure, Rodgers blamed Adams for leaving. So Rodgers need to blame himself, for real, because you got your bag, and I don't know if y'all read the tweets from Ian Rappaport, but Ian Rappaport said even though the contract was signed by Aaron Rodgers knew Devontae Adams was already out the door.
Right.
He already knew.
Right.
So you put yourself in a position to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, and you don't convince Adams to come back and play with you. Then on top of that, if I'm Devontae Adams, I'm sitting here like, okay, Christian Kirk got paid for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Allen Robinson got paid for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And y'all trying to franchise tag me for $18 million and both of them getting paid more than me guaranteed? No, it ain't going down like that. It ain't going down like that. But
this is what I was looking forward to this whole time, right? Because I feel like this is going to be a tandem with myself and Ron, in which I'm at some point I'm going to sling him into the ring into the ropes, and he's going to come back and pull some special move, and we're going to get the crowd hype. So when I look at this, right, obviously, as you said earlier when we was getting ready to get into this topic, Aaron didn't care, definitely didn't care whatsoever. He gave zero F's about what Devontae had going on, because it comes back into the the question I asked earlier: do these quarterbacks speak up for these receivers when they look at, hey, we're trying to be great? Who else is out there, obviously, that they can get that's gonna give him potentially the same outcome as Devontae was giving him? So
but Trey, to be honest, the Packers could possibly pull one out of the draft. We know wide receivers have a tendency to come out of the draft and do pretty well. The Packers right now currently have the
22nd and the 28th pick in the first round.
Right.
They got our 22nd.
So they could get a wide receiver from the draft. Now the thing about it is, I do blame Rodgers, because, like you said, when it's all said and done, I blame Rodgers for that, because he thought about himself and didn't think about the team. Mm-hmm. He thought about getting his bag and didn't think about who helped him be MVP getting his bag. Like, Aaron Rodgers would not be MVP again, reigning MVP again, if it wasn't for Devontae Adams. Mm-hmm. Y'all can say what y'all want to about Cobb and all them other receivers, but it was Adams who made him MVP, bro. Mm-hmm. And so for you not to think about Adams and to only think about yourself, I have to blame Rodgers, man. That's just me.
Ron, please, I throw the lob to you.
Oh, wow.
On if I'm blaming Aaron Rodgers?
No, yeah, this part right here. Yeah. Should Rodgers be to blame for Adams leaving?
Are we blaming Aaron Rodgers? I guess, yeah. I mean, if he wanted Adams there, he could have made sure Adams was there. He didn't care. He cared about his zeros, and he got a lot of them. So
he should have went to that organization and be like, "Pay that man, pay Devontae Adams, pay him."
And, or even take a portion of his money. Yeah, to get.
But you know what? It's funny. So I think the conversation actually is a little skewed, because what we have to realize is that wasn't a problem And now that I think about that, wasn't a problem. The problem is Devontae didn't want to be there anymore, in which I think that's why you can blame Aaron Rodgers
But
because the
that's hard to
Packers were going to
believe,
pay.
though.
The
But
Packers
that's
was
hard to
going to
believe,
pay
Trey,
him
because we never
what he
heard that.
made.
This is the first we've heard of that.
Yeah,
But what's going on is the Packers sit up and said that they were going to pay Devontae that money or even more. He just didn't want to stay. He was remember I remember I said
But you didn't get the whole story, Trey. You didn't get the whole story. The
he's
reason
had
why
every
that
right to
was
stay.
is
He had every right
because
he wanted to
they
leave.
wanted to franchise him first.
Right.
That's why.
but it's
They
so
wanted to
remember
franchise.
true enough
They was too worried about paying Rodgers first, and then was gonna franchise him. And he's
again.
like, look, like Spotlight is saying, how you gonna franchise me? But you got all these other wide receivers making mad dollars.
But
And
again,
I'm
so
one of the top receivers in the league, and you gonna pay Rodgers and franchise me while these other receivers is getting all this money? That's what he was upset about.
I hear that, but then at the same time, those receivers are in other franchises. In the franchises which I'm talking about, at the end of the day, like we said, we know the franchise tag is a tool. They use the franchise tag to hold him in place so they can go ahead and do what they got to do because they still have to get under the salary cap and all that type of stuff. So they use that franchise tag because yes, true enough, they wanted to give Rodgers his money, but at the end of the day, he would have got that money what he got going to going to Las Vegas, or potentially even more than that had he stayed in Green Bay. But he said that he was just ready to go. He didn't want to be there no more. So and that's why I say that's why I look at it. It was because of Rodgers. Because now what we have is, like I said, remember when we talked about the other day? I was like, I'm leaving anyway. I'm done with the situation. I believe that Rodgers has been very for it and just keeping up mess. At the end of the day, we the second time around, he was talking about if he was going to stay, if he was going to go. You're holding my career in the balance, bruh. Like, you know what? The best way for me to remove that, for me to handle that situation, is for me to remove myself from the situation. And I think that's what he was looking at doing at the end of the day. He ultimately at the end of the day wanted. He said that's why he said he was assigned this franchise tag because he didn't plan on being there. Why? Let's not play. And so the only thing I could say maybe is Green Bay held them down by not trying to push that upon him. Like, you know what, we good. Don't worry about it. I'm going to keep it pushing. We're not going to even try to talk you into it because he has been adamant about he doesn't want to be in. Like you said, there has been no talks. He let his representation speak for him. He wasn't talking to him. He wasn't worried about it. I think the writing was on the wall the whole time. Rodgers knew it, but Rodgers didn't care because it's like, I'm trying to get my money. You go do you, I do me. Rodgers is all about the money. I don't foresee Rodgers potentially having it unless they're able to pull one or two of those veterans receivers that are out there. Rodgers ain't worried about what happens with Green Bay at the end of the day. He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he's going to get paid $150 million over the next 3 years, signed contract. He's good. Rodgers doesn't care at the end of the day. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. In my opinion, he did exactly what he needed to do. He sit up and bamboozled the franchise. They signed him. They believe that he's all in. Yes, he wants to win at the end of the day, but I think Rodgers can care less if he wins or loses in this aspect. He's got his money. He has his he doesn't. He's already a Hall of Famer at the end of the day. He's good. And so, and that's why I think he has that mindset, or he puts off that moniker, like, "Hey, it is what it is," or maybe he believes I don't care who's lining up. We're going to be great anyway, and it remains to be seen. But Ron, I haven't. Okay, I was about to say, Ron, I haven't heard from you, bro.
Yeah, I still can't even grasp my mind around everything that happened because I'm just like, is the Packers trading Aaron Rodgers? Like something just nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. All I know is Raiders fans is happy. That's the only thing.
Very happy.
That's the only thing, without a doubt.
How does this happen?
The black hole is going to be lit.
Boy, they are.
I think the Raiders went from,
bro.
I think the Raiders officially have the second best wide receiver core in the NFL. I'm pretty sure. Would you rather have Waller and Adams or the Cheetah and Kelsey? Waller is a problem. That's why I kind of laughed and poo-pooed at Derek.
You said, hold on, Ron. You said they got the second best receiving core.
Yeah.
Who's the first?
talking about?
I just want to make sure.
You have every right to say that. You
Because
have
they just
every
signed
right to say
Allen
that.
Robinson.
But I got a question for you though. How you feel about them now since they signed Allen Robinson? They talking about trading Robert Woods.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
It's something that's going to have to happen. What they can't let happen is letting Woods and OBJ go, but they should bring them both back.
I don't listen. It's one football. It's too many good receivers. I don't know how all of them going to get their touches.
And
That's the
Landry.
only
So that's
problem I have with that.
So my thing is to y'all both. I'm wondering, y'all signed Allen Robinson. Does that mean OBJ is gonna be out?
No,
That's what I'm thinking.
Because there's no, like he said, there's no way you can share that ball like that. There's no way he can share that ball like that with all them weapons.
And then Higbee
There's no
comes
way.
back at tight end.
Right. There's no way.
if I'm the Rams, I would be okay with not getting Robinson and keeping Odell and Woods. So hopefully my team has the same mindset and they are adding Allen and not replacing OBJ and Woods.
The only problem with that is that I'm just kind of nervous of bringing back OBJ because his knee injuries is really hindering him from getting back to the OBJ that we know of.
Right.
We don't even need him to play.
But you get a 100% Allen Robinson that's been productive with all different types of quarterbacks. Look at all the quarterbacks he went through and when he was in Jacksonville, and look at the quarterbacks he went through in Chicago, and still was productive, regardless of who the quarterback was. That's the difference between Odell and Allen Robinson. That's why the Rams went out and got Allen Robinson because they know that he's going to be available. Which right now, Odell probably won't be available by the season start.
Right, not till December-ish time.
Right. Who OBJ?
So-
OBJ. Yeah.
So I asked y'all this then, as we're talking about it now. That was actually one of the next topics. Now, with that being said, of course, we know there's a lot of wide receivers out there. As for OBJ, if you were in OBJ's shoes, are you taking a hellacious pay cut to sit?
To stay in.
Yeah,
the
to
Rams?
stay in LA, or are you listening to someone else that's willing to sign you, and you're going ahead and extending the stage your left and going onto that team?
Odell played his career in New York, which the Giant Stadium is in Buffalo, ain't it?
Yes.
I don't know,
Oh,
but
New
it's
Jersey.
not even
The Giants in Jersey.
It's
yeah,
in
Jersey. My bad.
Yeah.
It's freezing. He went from Jersey to Cleveland. Think about it, Cleveland. LeBron don't even want to be there, and he turned the city into $1 billion metropolis. Superman don't want to be in Metropolis. To go play in LA. If Odell leaves LA where he wants to be, he's an LA guy. There's just no way. I don't see why he would want to go anywhere else.
I mean, if he wants to go somewhere and prove that he can, stay healthy a full season, then I think he walks. That's the only thing. Because if he stayed with this Rams team and you sign Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp is triple crown receiver. You got Tyler Higbee. You got all these. Robert Woods going to be coming back. I just don't see the fit where Odell fits. Only reason why Odell came in because Robert Woods did get hurt, so he was just a replacement for Robert Woods. So if I am Odell,
I thought Robert Woods. I thought he signed. I thought they signed Odell, and then Robert Woods got hurt like a couple of days after that. He was in.
Robert Woods was in
camp. Robert Woods was in camp when Odell got when Odell got signed, and he got injured in practice a couple of days later.
Yeah, but it was during the season.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but he was signed first, and then Roberts got injured. He got signed before Rodgers got injured.
It like that. I thought when Robert Woods got hurt, they went out and got Odell afterwards because even though the Rams was looking at him, so was the Raiders. The Raiders was looking at Odell as well. We was looking at him as well. So I thought that the Rams was going after him because the Raiders was in the talks, and then we end up getting bum ass Deshaun Jackson. And that's another story for another time. Yeah. But I just feel like with Odell, even though with Robert Woods coming back, I still don't see a fit for Odell, in my opinion. Honestly, if I am Odell, if you can get Matt Ryan in Indianapolis, call Indianapolis. Give him a call.
Who has ever, fellas, how many of us have ever been like, you know what?
Mind you, Ryan, Indianapolis is in a dome, so he don't have to worry about weather.
Okay. What you was about to say, Ron?
How many of us has ever been like, you know what? I want to make my life harder. Let me go. Let me go to Indianapolis, where there's no other wide receivers, face double teams, two high safeties, not be able to get
One
show out.
underneath, one over the top. Yeah.
I don't. If Odell leaves Cooper Cup, I just it would be mind blowing to me.
I think,
But
but
I just don't see
said,
Odell on the field. That's my only problem.
that's my thing too. And not only that, how can you pay Odell any type of amount of money and he's not getting the touches or getting looks or not on the field like that?
And once he doesn't get on the field, he starts to complain, and here's the drama.
Odell ain't finna take a major pay cut, bro, to stay with that team. He may take a bit of a pay cut, but Odell's looking for a pay the bag right now. He's also looking for a bag.
He can't really look for a bag anywhere due to the 2 knee injuries. He got to look for something that's manageable for him. He got to look something that's
serviceable. Well, I'm saying he's still willing to. I'm saying like I said, he ain't gonna take a major pay cut though either. He ain't finna be, you know what I'm saying, the lowest paid wide receiver in the league either.
I think this is what McVay wants. He wants this wide receiver room. Just knowing my coach and following how he's done it. This is it, he likes to stack the books. This is what he does.
I totally forgot about Van Jefferson. He's a part of that receiver core too.
Exactly.
Yeah, Van Jefferson. That's why I said there's too many weapons. It's too many over there. There's no way, bro. Like
this is what they had last year. We've only added one wide receiver to the mix. We had a lot of weapons.
But you added Allen Robinson. You added a key receiver that you added over there.
So
like, Allen Robinson ain't no damn like he would can y'all not say he's the number one coming from Chicago?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so he's gonna at least be the 2, right? Or does he take over the number 1? Or does he take over the number 1 in the Rams? We talked about this yesterday, Trey. Does Robinson go over there and become the number 1, or does Cup stay the number 1?
Cup is that's Cup's position.
I don't think Cup was never a number 1. He's just that productive. He could play outside. Yeah. He could play outside. He could play inside. I don't consider him a number 1. I just think he's just a hell of a. I just think he's a hell. So
who was the number 1 then?
He's the number 1 option.
Who was the number 1 option over there then?
I feel like the Rams didn't really have a number 1 option. It's Cup. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like when it comes to the Rams offense, Stafford spreads the ball.
Cup. So before, in my opinion, Cup was the number 1 option when Goff was Goff. So it was Cup, and it was Robert Woods, and then after that, and I'm saying Van Jefferson came into the fold, and then going back to what me and Spotlight was talking about, Odell Beckham signed in November 2021. Robert Woods got injured in February of 2022. Correction, no, that's not right. That can't be right.
That can't be right. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Hold up.
What are we talking about?
We just now in 2022. Season ain't even started yet.
Woods got injured after Odell got there. Is that
he got there in November. Yeah, he got injured after that, November 13th, right. The day after. Matter of fact, a day after he signed, Woods got injured, so they never got a chance to be together.
I remember crying.
So
I remember crying.
But I think I believe wholeheartedly that Cup is the number 1
when he was in New York.
Yeah, I believe wholeheartedly that Cup is number 1. And when he brought there, it was understood that he was going to be number 1, and so he's also been the number 1 option. He's been the number 1 receiver. Robert Woods has always been a slot, or he has played the the Y. I mean the X. And then so now bringing in Allen Robinson. Bringing in Allen Robinson. I don't know, but it still remains if they're going to sign Odell, which is expected that they're going to sign Odell. But at the end of the day, if they are going to sign Odell, it's just going to be enough to still pay him because he's not going to be able to be productive yet. It's going to be enough to keep him in the fold and probably look at an extension later on in the year, depending upon what's going on. So. And then at the end of the day, you got to take into consideration they're coming up. Cup is still playing on his receiver his rookie contract. Mm-hmm. They got to pay him some. So it's like it comes out to say like they look at Ron. It comes out to basically like the Rams are going to have to come out of pocket soon, and which it helped. I think it helped that Von Miller. Von Miller chose to go to Buffalo because that's not money. Really, Ron?
I don't understand that. I didn't
Right.
understand that.
I didn't
But
either.
No,
I
you
didn't
saw
either
because
y'all saw
spotlight.
Ron. Y'all saw Ron's. See, you see what type of
Yeah,
Ron.
he
Ron.
shoot
Oh,
the
now
ball.
it's
He
like
shoot him
it's
off.
like yeah,
He
yeah.
shoot
Say
him
go
off.
ahead,
Yeah, he
fly,
shoot him
birdie,
off.
go
I
ahead,
seen it.
fly. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I
That's
seen
what's
it.
up. But it helped. It helped that Ron that Miller we had to went to Buffalo because now that's money you ain't got to worry about paying him. They're going to have to
I'm
sign
shocked about that
Stafford.
one like spotlight though.
Stafford's got to get paid soon, which we had to talk about.
yeah,
So
they
they're
talking about
coming in.
extending him too.
Yeah, so they got the cinches coming up, and now you got to play Odell. You just signed Allen Robinson. Like it's soon. They in
There's a
my
lot of money
opinion,
movements.
The
Yep.
Rams
The
still need
Rams
a
got a lot
running
of money
back.
movements to be made.
They got Cam Akers. They have players, but they still need a running back or someone that's going to improve. Or they could go like everyone else is doing, running back by committee and paying. So they still got things. As we see, you see how hard it was for Tampa Bay to bring it back, running back. They tried running it back. It didn't work for them. So at this
Can
point,
we
the
say
Rams.
that? Just because they lost to the Super Bowl champions, don't mean it didn't work.
I mean, it did another thing
Say
too.
that part,
How you
Ron.
feel about
Thank you,
losing?
Ron. That's Trey, man. That's Trey always trying to
How,
downplay the
what's
GOAT,
your
man,
thoughts on
and the
losing?
Tampa
I
Bay
think it's
Bucks, man.
Darius Williams, if I'm not mistaken.
What's that?
What's
What'd
your
you say?
thoughts on losing Darius Williams too on the defensive side?
On the defensive side, we've definitely taken some defensive hits. Although we poo-pooed Vaughn, he did his thing for us last year. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you have Ramsey as a DB and Aaron Donald up front, you aren't going to have that many issues. Our main issue is Aaron Donald getting doubled and triple teamed and being able to have somebody to, counteract that and be able to get to the quarterback when he's getting all the attention. And we don't have that right now, losing Vaughn. And I think Floyd, Leonard Floyd is going to step up a lot in our defensive core. But that's not the focus. Clearly, we fine with having 40 to 35 point games. So that's fine with me too. Greatest show on turf. Y'all can come score 4-5 touchdowns on us, but we're gonna have 6.
So the Rams are like the Kansas City Chiefs. It's about outscoring their
Kansas City Chiefs don't have Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Bishop, stop it. They're gonna be fine. When the game matters, no quarterback is throwing it in Jalen Ramsey's direction in the fourth quarter. You just that's not something you do. And at the same time, you're terrified of Aaron Donald. It's not a great defense. It's not even an A defense. It's probably like a B-, but it's survivable. It's doable. I wouldn't say it's a Super Bowl defense. And I don't even feel like this is a roster. I don't feel like the Rams is going back. Y'all heard who DM's Brady been in?
Who's
talking about best wide receiver course?
Who?
Julio.
But Julio is not an AB, bro. Julio got to stay on the field, bro. We just talked about it. Julio got to stay on the field.
They re-signed Godwin. Whatchamacallit is already a solidified number one.
Mike Evans.
Yeah, Evans, Julio, Godwin, and Gronk. We're gonna have some competition. Ron, they need to go after Bobby Wagner.
They need to stop. They need to stop disrespecting Scotty Miller. Like, we're not gonna act like he's not a problem. Matter of fact, I wish Scotty would be over in San Fran. Let's go, Scotty.
Jalen Ramsey got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. No, he didn't. He was going up against one of the best.
It was that one time that he got beat in the game, like
that pass interference play that they didn't call.
Yeah, that's just what that was.
If the Rams were to get Bobby Wagner, oh my God. And fool around
that's not gonna happen.
Bobby Wagner come to the dark side. That's all.
Everybody. See, Troy, why you ain't saying nothing in the spotlight about him trying to get everybody? When I do it as an Eagle fan, I'm wrong. You ain't gonna say nothing about spotlight doing it, huh?
Only reason why I'm saying it because y'all know how I feel about the Raiders defense. Y'all know how I feel about the Raiders defense.
But he know how I feel about my Eagles. And every time I say somebody come to the Eagles, he was like, "No, look at Bishop over there trying to get everybody."
If you look at your defensive coordinator, Bishop, your defensive coordinator ain't at his best. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So I'm just kind of like,
I know.
But I mean,
Our head coach, bro. Our head coach ain't even worth doo-doo.
I mean, we brought in Patrick Graham as our DC, so I mean, why not go out and get Bobby Wagner? I mean, I'm just saying, go get him. We need
So of course, as we
linebackers.
say,
Denzel
of
Perryman is
course,
left.
like we said, we
Thanks,
talked
Key.
about
Thanks, Key.
basically, like we said, Julio Jones, Beckham, Landry, Juju, are a couple of available wide receivers. We just talked about
Anthony.
Los Angeles Rams, of course, signed Allen Robinson the second 3 years, 46 million, not leaving too much as we hear the rebirth of the greatest show on turf. Shout out to Ron for now. Um, Cincinnati brings in Hunter Hayden Hurst on a 1 year deal to replace CJ Uzuma. As you know, Uzuma left. Cincinnati brings in also resigns cornerback Eli Apple
Apple.
for a 1 year deal, $4 million. Uh, the Pittsburgh Steelers re-signed Akello Witherspoon in Pittsburgh on a 2 year deal. Atlanta signs Casey Hayward Jr. 2 years, $11 million. As Spotlight stated earlier, and which I kind of concur with at this point, the AFC West is probably the division to be chased now. Do y'all agree? No, Ron.
No.
What division? What division is better than, as of today on March 18th for 2022? What
Division
division
has
is
been
better
the
than
best division in the past decade. NFC West. I'm sorry, sir.
The Seahawks is garbage. Stop it. The Seahawks is garbage. Only two teams that's coming out of the West, and that's San Fran and the Rams. That's only two teams. Arizona is going to take a back seat this year. They are.
Say that.
Arizona would take a back seat. They will not make the playoffs this year. Sorry. They just will not. Arizona.
You know what? Hold on. Let me ask you this right quick. Spotlight. Maybe you can set this for me. I don't think Ron has answered the question either. Gentlemen, I ask y'all this.
This finna be some nonsense, Spotlight. Just know.
Has Kyler Murray did enough to deserve a $30 to $40 million payday?
No.
Exactly. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God, Ron.
Y'all need to stop, bro. Y'all need to stop, bro.
Listen. The only reason why I say that because the first half of the year he looked like an MVP. The second half of the season he looked like shit. He looked like pure shit. Sorry to say, but I mean, like if you look at his numbers from the first 8 weeks to the second half of the season, I don't think he deserves that money right now. Not right now. He might deserve it in the next play out your contract, play the next 1 or 2 years, and deserve that. As of
but
today,
why you ain't saying?
No.
Wait a minute, but Trey, why you ain't saying? Baker Mayfield paying his contract?
It's the same thing. He $18 million, but the difference is Baker is making $18 million on his contract, right? The reason we can say that is because Baker basically. Well, you know what? It's the same thing. Oklahoma quarterbacks. You see the narrative, Bishop. It's good you point that out. Oklahoma quarterback is the narrative.
Oh my God!
How you doing, Ron?
Here you go.
This is the narrative that the Oklahoma quarterbacks have shown us. They've shown us the same thing. They feel
Don't worry about it. That's why y'all got Lincoln Riley now. Don't worry about it. That's why y'all got Lincoln Riley now.
And like I said, it gives me red flags. It gives me different vibes now about Lincoln. Like this is what you produce in Lincoln. Like that's why. And then you bring Caleb Williams in as well. Like, come on. I hope this ain't the narrative that you produce in Lincoln.
We finna see. Yeah, we finna see.
We're gonna put some respect on Kyler's name. He's better than
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron.
He's better than every quarterback in the AFC West if their name ain't Mahomes.
You're bugging. You're playing. You're saying Kyler Murray is better than Patrick Mahomes.
I said if their name ain't Mahomes.
He said Kyler Murray's better. You say, but he said he's better than Justin Herbert. Come on, man.
Yes.
No.
What? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Stop it, bro. Y'all need to stop, bro. Y'all need to stop.
Maybe Derek Carr. I don't know about Justin Herbert. And then, like I said, I have to take a look. Oh, you even saying he's better than Russell Wilson?
Yes.
What?
10 out of 10
What?
Yes.
He's really the remix of Russell Wilson.
Thank you, Ron. I like that. I like that.
Actually, I think his legs are a lot better than Russell's. I agree with that.
Yeah, his legs is a lot better than Russell's. But if we talk about pure accuracy and pure passing, Russell Wilson got him beat by a landslide.
No, he doesn't. Passing accuracy?
Does.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God. Go back and check out his games, bro. Go back and check. He is not.
I see more running than see passing.
True that.
Until he puts up at least 300 or 400 yards passing in a game, then we could talk.
Oh
We
my
can't talk
God,
that
bro.
right now.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my
I
God.
remember the
Trey
Cardinals.
started it.
Of course, so you know, say, but also this is what I seen, and Ron, tell me if you agree, because you, the Bishop, you could talk this talk too. Debo Samuels was seen on his Twitter stating that the conference is getting easier and easier as you have these people. Devontae's
Disrespectful,
gone.
guys.
The conference is getting easier and easier. Let's
Disrespectful.
go. Let's go.
The conference, the NFC conference is being soft. The Rams are going to go back to the Super Bowl because there's nobody else can compete with the Rams right now in the NFC. Sorry to
Yeah.
say.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
Easy road to the Super Bowl. Easy road to the Super Bowl just to lose to an AFC team this year.
Which is
And it will be somebody in the AFC West.
Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't the Rams have the Raiders have the third option to be the
let's
third
talk
team to
about
win
these Chiefs,
in his
man.
home?
What's that, Trey?
Isn't Las Vegas going to be the Super Bowl this year, or is it next year?
It's next year. We have the draft this year.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What you say, Ron? Let's talk about what now?
I told y'all, me and Spotlight gonna start arguing because the Chiefs.
Have at it.
Now he done went from the West being the best division to the next Super Bowl champion is coming out of there as well. I'm just like the Chiefs. They show up every year and don't make it happen. What's up with these?
Same thing for Buffalo.
These second half flops the Chiefs do every year. The Chargers last year was a big embarrassment. Herbert was supposed to do his thing last year, not Burrow. The Chargers was the dark horse. Then we got Russell Wilson, who plays the first 5 games of every year phenomenal, and then the last 11 is just like, where did Russ go? And the Raiders, and now y'all got a champion coming out of here. Okay.
Listen, you just never know. All four teams, besides I could probably say besides my Raiders, have good defenses in the AFC West. The Chiefs is
you know something that we overlooking that I believe is very prevalent now. Although I think the AFC is going to be a hellacious problem in the AFC conference, but I still think the road goes through Buffalo.
Y'all see I hope they get McCaffrey. I really hope that happens.
Wow. Okay.
Make it happen,
I still think they lacking in the receiver room, but that's definitely an upgrade.
You feel like they're lacking in the receiver room? I feel like they
because
are.
they just lost
Beasley. They just got Lil Beasley. McKenzie resigned, but they really don't have a number 2 like that.
They got Davis, but is he the person we seen in the playoffs? Is that who we should be seeing in regular season? Like I don't know, or was it just a mismatch, a problem, a scheme problem? Like we don't know who Gilbert Davis really is. He showed out.
I think Landry would look great next to Diggs.
I've been saying that too. Landry next to Diggs.
I like
that. That offense would be insane.
But I think the road goes through Buffalo. Although AFC.
But do you think so? Even though that Brian DeBoer, the offensive coordinator, left.
That's a good point.
So
that's the same thing which I look at for San Francisco. Like, who are we without Daniels? Actually, I mean, everyone keeps on saying Shanahan, but was it Daniels? I don't know. I'm fearful I'm scared to find out. But I mean, we will find out. So I can understand that. Was it the ball, or you know what I'm saying, or is it Doug? I mean, is it McDermott? Like, we'll see.
It's gonna be an interesting year for football. Very interesting year.
I know Ron sitting there is like, what we do know, but do we know that because y'all lost y'all OC as well?
Do we know what?
Is it Sean McVay or is it was it not you? I was talking to Ron, or was it yeah?
And McVay we trust.
Is it McVay trust?
We trust.
Okay.
Wow.
The only person that can honestly say is even Spotlight or Bishop, because no one from their offense, no one from their coaching core went anywhere, and they just added. Well, Philadelphia hasn't added anything.
We have a whole new coaching staff here in Las Vegas. We got to see.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
Or if McDaniel's going to be the play caller, or Mike Lombardi is going to be the play caller.
Only Philadelphia they can pick up anything, but only they have the same
One thing I can
coaching.
say about Philadelphia, shout out to Hassan Riddick coming back home. I couldn't say that.
Bishop didn't like that. Bishop was like, "Who?"
You didn't know who Hassan Riddick was? What?
No.
That guy is a monster. He had a hell of a year with Carolina. And if you look at his stats at Temple, that's the reason why he was a first round pick. And the Eagles was going to get him right before Arizona got him. Hassan Riddick is a dog. He's a dog.
Bishop, did we make a mistake in taking Devontae and not stealing Parsons?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You talking about Michael Parsons over Devontae?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean he's from
It's a
Philly,
mistake.
from Harrisburg, and it just, I think he's going to be a generational game changer. And like we're saying, the Eagles receiving core ain't it. So I don't know.
But
Yeah, the
our
Eagles
receiving
gotta
core
do
is
something with the wide
our
I guess
receiving
you could
core is
say
not
that.
it, but
He made
Devontae
he was a bad
is the
day.
it. He's the only it in our receiving core right now.
Exactly. We'll
So
see.
I feel
Yeah,
like
he
we
needs-
probably
he needs
needed him
help.
out of everybody.
Him and Goddard's going to be y'all pass catching as a receivers right now. So y'all definitely got to go out and get number two.
When you look at
some way,
some of the
somehow.
receivers that explode, like we can talk about Jefferson, we can talk about my man for the Bengals, we can talk about so many of these rookie receivers that come in here and just game changers, 1,000-yard seasons. We didn't see that electricity with the Eagles receiving core.
Do you feel like Bishop? And do you feel like with your 3 picks, do you think Howie goes out and get a receiver in one of those first rounds?
Well,
Look at Ron.
Well, by Mel Kiper's mock draft, he does have us either getting Olave or the other wide receiver out of Ohio State out of the 3 picks, because we got 15, 16, and 19. So I'm thinking, yeah, by what they project, they're looking at us getting a receiver unless we pick up one out of free agency. I'm hoping so, like Key. I hope so too. I'm thinking you gotta have somebody else as the number 2 over in Philly to help Devontae.
As a team that doesn't have any first round picks, F them picks.
Trey probably would love this though. Drake London to Philadelphia.
Who?
Hell no.
What?
Who the
Drake
I don't-
London's a stud. Drake London's
I
a
don't-
stud.
Oh, well,
Drake
yes,
London.
I know that. That's why I don't want him going to Philly. No,
Oh, Drake London. Yeah.
Drake London is a
London.
beast. It's a problem, a serious problem, and
No,
no one
Drake
believes it.
London is not a. You talking about boy out of USC?
Yes.
Drake
Come on,
London's
don't
a
act,
stud.
don't
Look
act
at-
like you
pull
don't
his
act like
numbers
USC
up.
don't produce wide
Pull his
receivers.
numbers.
Spotlight.
We might not
Spotlight.
produce.
Numbers
We
up.
might not.
Spotlight.
We might not
Numbers up from
produce.
last season,
We
I'm
might not
saying.
produce
Spotlight.
quarterbacks, but receivers
The
is
boy
definitely.
is what?
Spotlight.
He's like 6'3", 6'4"?
Spotlight.
Yes, he's a problem.
The boy,
Spotlight.
he's a problem. I'm sorry.
No
Spotlight.
one thought Michael Pittman
I'm
was going to be
sorry.
a problem. Yet we have a
Spotlight.
problem.
He is in the
Robert
come on.
Woods. Come on, bro.
Spotlight.
Stop playing.
Think about the conference in which he's in, bro. Think about the
doesn't
conference
matter.
in which he's in. Come on,
It
bro.
doesn't matter.
No.
Even though they come out of that conference,
Can't do that,
but they
Bishop.
produce good receivers though.
No.
Robert
USC
Woods
is a receiver
if
factory.
Robert Woods is a successful.
Oh my
receiver
God! Now
in
they're the
his league.
receiver factory.
They
Oh,
are.
Ron. Now the
No,
USC
they
the receiver.
they do.
Oh my God!
But if you look at it, Bishop, USC do come out with some good running backs and good receivers.
They
Their
do come out with
quarterbacks
better
are
receivers
ass.
than quarterbacks. They do. They come out with
Yeah.
way better receivers than quarterbacks for sure. But fumbles.
So what we're not going to do, we're not going to act like there's a big disparity between our receivers and quarterbacks. That's what we're not going to do, because
Yes,
I
we
can
are.
understand saying that they have better quarterback, the receivers than their quarterback. But what you're not going to say is they do come out with way better receivers
They
than they
way
do quarterbacks.
better. They're way better.
With
They
emphasis
do
on way.
better.
I mean, if we're gonna look at the past 10 years, USC receivers has been way better than the USC quarterbacks coming out.
Yeah, that's
Thank
If you want to say the last 10 years,
don't
Spotlight.
don't
you,
buy
Spotlight.
it.
Thank
See,
you.
stop watching. You don't
Thank you,
understand. You don't
Spotlight.
understand the life I live
Thank
with
you.
Bishop. You saying
Thank
that
you.
is you're saying he that's what he's gonna hold on to, regardless of you're saying like the receipts in which can be pulled. Like, okay, yes, USC's quarterback. The last couple, yes, the John David Booties and all that type of stuff. I get that. But don't buy into that Spotlight. Don't.
I mean,
You know what? I can't wait. I can't wait till the college
Spotlight
football
just
season
made
start
it.
back up.
He just made it proof.
I can't wait either. I
He
can't wait.
just proved it. Spotlight just said it. Like he said it exactly right. That is what it is.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
Oh yeah, one thing I can say about USC too, they do produce good defensive players as well. I can say that.
I'll
I
give
just
him
can't say
that.
it for the quarterback. I can't say
Yeah,
it for the
they did
quarterback.
better
But I
defenses
just
than all the
everything else
quarterbacks.
but the everything else on the football team but the quarterback comes out better.
That part.
Matt Carroll. Matt Carroll is being coveted. At some point, JT Daniels is going to be coveted. Um, even Clovis is going to be coveted. All
Um,
former USC quarterbacks. Just wait.
oh my God, bro. Stop
JT
it.
Daniels, how many teams he been on? He been with the Ohio
Two.
State. He went to Georgia. Now he's with USC. Like, what is going on
No,
here with
he
JT
started he
Daniels?
started he started at USC. He just but once Keaton Clovis got picked up, then he decided to bounce. Then Clovis got hurt. That allowed Matt to enter the fray. And then the next year when they came back, we had Jackson Dart. So Carroll decided to leave, and now we don't have none of those quarterbacks because
If I'm not
Malachi
mistaken, but don't
Nelson.
the if I'm not mistaken, do the USC quarterbacks sound like the Cleveland Browns when it comes to quarterbacks?
Matter of fact, now that I think about it, Alabama since Mr. Mullen wants to talk, Alabama was the product of receiving a USC quarterback as well.
We just know
Yeah,
USC. We all know Wayne USC can't win because of the fact of the conference in which they're in. We just know that it is what it is.
I
No
can't say
more,
nothing
no
about my
less.
team. We ain't doing shit. We don't produce shit. Tennessee doesn't produce nothing but Alvin Kamara and Peyton Manning. That's it.
I don't know
That's
why you
it.
brought them boys up.
I can talk
It's
about my
like,
basketball team
Yeah,
though.
what you
I
say?
was
I can
gonna
talk
Oh
about
say
my
yeah,
basketball
I
team.
give y'all
I was about
basketball.
to say,
Tennessee,
I
I
was
don't
about to
Basketball
tell
is
you,
totally
recall
different.
nothing of Tennessee.
Ron, you
Tennessee
said
Tennessee
he did one of
basketball.
football.
those moves where it's like, "Hey, come on, Phyllis, we caught, we caught,
Yeah,
come on out." Like, no, you caught. We ain't no one else in here with you.
yeah.
no, yeah, you got that one.
Tennessee football.
Oh yeah, Tennessee.
Poop.
Tennessee. Yeah, ain't been nothing since. Yeah, like he said, Kamara
Alvin
and
Kamara and Peyton
Manning.
Manning.
Yeah, yeah. But basketball, yeah, women and men basketball,
Of
they do it.
course. Yeah, we
So
doing our thing there. Yeah.
of course, it has been greatly appreciate Spotlight coming on to give us a little insight to them
For
Raiders
sure.
as
Of
The
we come
course.
to
All
Raiders.
day. All
as we come
day.
to our time today. Of course, in about 15 minutes, you can catch the beginning of the second half of the Field of 64. As we talked about earlier, Ron Bishop gets to witness the greatness of Loyola Ramblers as Loyola takes on Ohio
Stop
State,
it.
and which is expected to be upset. We said it here, myself and Ron. That's what we got. Bishop, he doesn't know yet, but you know what I'm saying, it's okay. He'll find out about them Ramblers. Sister Jean, stand up. Um, so of course, you know what I'm saying, it's been greatly rocking with y'all and having discussions and seeing as we look to hopefully see you next on Monday discussing the outcome of Deshaun Watson's
Yeah,
decision, which is going to then open up to another domino effect as we get closer and closer to the beginning of the season. April isn't too far away. August isn't too far away. The end of the season isn't too far away. Hopefully, the Lakers. Remember, I said yesterday, Bishop, the Lakers will go 7-6 at the end of the year. Look forward to that. Ron,
Oh,
stop it,
dude.
Ron. Stop it, Ron. 7-6,
I
man. 7-6.
I understand, man. I've lost so much this year on the Lakers too. We don't have to continue to lose and
You
hurt
know,
ourselves. Just give up.
stop the
the
bleeding.
Lakers are
Stop
what
the
they
bleeding.
We can
really
stop
thought they
hoping
were.
and praying and just let the Lakers be the Lakers.
The Lakers are who we thought they were.
Look,
That's
like
all
I
I
said in
guess.
the beginning of the year, they AARP away from losing.
the,
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers are 0-9 so far if LeBron does not score 50 points. They're 2-9.
That is terrible.
LeBron scores 50 points or more.
That's
And Trey
crazy,
said they're
bro.
gonna win 7 of their next 13 games.
Seven
That's
of the next
crazy.
13. I said it here first. So of course, you know what I'm saying.
You did say
Spotlight,
that
Ron,
nonsense.
Bishop, please, you know what I'm saying. Any parting words before we get up out of here, gentlemen.
Man, first let me say
Not
thank you for Spotlight for being on here, man. It's good to see my brother on here, man. Loves talking sports with Spotlight, man. Good dude, know his sports. Great energy, great vibe. Love when he's on here, especially with Ron as well. Trey, hey man, we appreciate y'all tuning in to First Formation Monday through Friday, 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time for you non-military personnel. That's 9 o'clock to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy March Madness. Be sure to get well, it's too late to get your women's bracket in. The women's bracket is closed now. It's closed about 30 or probably about 30 minutes ago. So with that being said, y'all have a great one. That's all I got, Trey.
All I
Ron,
really got is go ahead, Ron. You got it.
Upset of the day. Texas is going home.
I can second that.
Coach Dante, you heard it first. Because you're a Texas Longhorn fan.
Spotlight, sir. Please feel free.
I appreciate y'all having me on here. I mean, I'm gonna have a busy day today. I'm doing my Spotlight Raiders Talk live at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then on Ruthless Attitude, we have a wrestling podcast with former WWE wrestler with James Ellsworth. That's going to be really fun to be on tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Spotlight Sports Network. But thank y'all for having me on while I'm at work. Being here talking sports, it gets me through my day. So I appreciate y'all having me on.
That's what's up.
Yes. So we greatly appreciate y'all. Be sure to check us out, as Bishop said. Me, Bishop, Ron. We catch up over the weekend. What's been going on? What's popping? Of course, 1100 hours, Monday through Friday. We're here holding formation. So at this point, y'all we go ahead, fall out formation. Enjoy your day, your weekend. So show dismiss. I'll holler at you. One.